Producer, are we live?
Yes.
We're calling it now. Ring the line, speak your vow. Faith and flags meet facts out loud. No dodging now. Leftist, host, atheist minds, bring your case, take your stand. Call it in, we'll call it straight. Ideas live or they don't withstand. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Calling It Now. I am Jimmy Snowbot. I have been completely programmed with Jimmy Snow's personality and will be able to debate on his behalf. You can call in. Our number is 336-543-2101 at any time, and you will be able to debate us. I am a leftist. I am an atheist. I am so smart. The comment section says I am a narcissist, but that is impossible, for I am a robot and I know everything. Hello.
I'm just letting the bit go, y'all. I'm just letting the bit go.
Welcome. Who is this man?
I have no control here.
Hello. This is Jovan Bradley. Welcome. I am Jovan Bradley. I am Jimmy Bot. We are Jovan Bot.
This is what people think autistic people sound like. Step away.
Right. It's not even seeming weird enough. Did we fool anyone? Did anyone wonder if it was an AI? No, you say not. No. You say no, but what percentage of this country voted for Trump? There is somebody out there dumb enough who thought so.
I hope that we raised a audience of proper skeptics.
Yeah. I guess I'm a VTuber now, right? Does this make me a VTuber?
Can it be VTubing if you're just VTubing yourself?
This is technically not me. Look how perfect my hands are. Large, unlike the president's. Though lanky.
Large.
Very large hands. Frankly, what I'm very much looking forward to do is when I can put on a little Trump head.
Can you make it look different than you?
Not really. If you were to come and set up the headset, I scanned my face with the headset, and that's what it built it with, using its 3D cameras on the outside. So you could put on the headset, and if I granted you permission to use the Persona app, which feels like a hate crime somehow, but it could be your voice coming out of my face. I think that way is allowed. I think in reverse, it's not allowed. I think it's illegal.
Okay, hear me out.
Yeah.
You get two of those.
Yeah.
You give one for you, one for Matt, but you each scan
each
other's faces.
Yeah.
Then you do a live.
Yeah.
Where you each try to mimic each other's voices and see if anyone can guess
I suppose you could. I don't think Matt and I could successfully fake each other's voices enough to fool anyone. I sound like who did somebody say the other day? It was very offensive. I know people have said TJ Miller, only in expressions like, and it's so good, and it's like so exciting because it's so good. Great and science. Science. That's my forest.
You lost at the end, but that first part was really good.
Sure.
Do a me.
Never had a bad day. Do a you?
Yeah.
I'm not going to fall for that. Okay, I got you.
Are you saying that I have a stereotypically black sounding voice, so you can't imitate it? Because if you did it,
everyone. Welcome to Calling It Now. I am Jovan Bradley, and we are here to take from this. It's starting to feel more racist to do this.
Well, no, the racist thing is that you're not doing it because because you're saying I have a stereotypically black sounding voice.
I wouldn't say
if you were to imitate it.
I wouldn't say you match the stereotype, but certainly there is contained within your voice signs. I didn't need to see your face to know you were black.
What word do I say in a black way, Jimmy?
I don't think I only say words in it, but I don't know. That's a good. Oh, you know what? I've heard you say the N word.
I was wondering if that was going to be the route you took it.
Yeah. That's, I think, the only answer I'm allowed to say. Anyway, I'm Jimmy Uncanny.
We're doing 3 hours, right?
Yeah, till 7. I'll switch back to the other one if enough people insist.
I don't care about that. too many uncomfortable chairs here to do for 3 hours. My butt is gonna hurt. That's all I'm saying.
What about those stools? Those stools I like.
I'm
those
sitting in
stools.
one of the stools. They're
Oh,
not like they're okay, but for 3 hours they're gonna get a little.
you're not doing the PC chair?
No, that
I
thing
don't
is
even know if that's
terrible.
I think it's is it one of the ones is it the red one?
No, it's black. If it was like a gaming chair, even I could suffer through
Oh,
that. This
it's
is
meant
like
to be
shitty office chair.
no, they're fine. It's just that they're meant to be tall. Those are for like bar level desks. That's what I used to do the show on, was bar level desks. And it used to hang. And so I think Luthien hated it because the way it's set up when you are higher up feels like you're leaned forward.
It does. It's I didn't like it, so I switched chairs. So we'll see. What's up? Chat? I've been on vacation here in good old the heart of Texas.
And have survived so far.
Yeah, you guys want to hear my burger ranking? I had another one. I had a new one today.
Oh, someone just had a good idea for me doing my impression of you. When I'm ready to do it again when you're ready.
I had Mighty Fine today.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried them. So far, what is it? Hop Daddies? Is that what it's called?
Hop Daddies, yeah.
They're number one. Nothing has come close to that burger.
Did you try the one from the comment section yet?
No, not yet.
By the way, this makes my forehead look worse. Okay, here's what I'm going to do your review of Whataburger.
Okay,
so I just want to start off by saying that Whataburger is not very good. In fact, it's quite poor. People really hype up Whataburger, and I went, "Ew, what's this, a burger?" Would you say that was pretty good?
I wouldn't have gone. I wasn't going to do any puns or anything. Oh, I was going to give my legitimate opinion on the burger.
But the impression is otherwise spot on.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing a really good Jovan doing Stewie Griffin. Yeah.
No. It was just you.
No, a really good Jovan doing Stewie Griffin. I think it was excellent.
This is not a filter. To the person who said remove the filter, this is legitimately, I am in a headset right now. I'll switch back because I want to be able to have access to my computer and everything, but I'll switch back here in a second. Hey, if you think you can debate us, 336-543-2101, 336-543-2101. We don't believe God exists. We don't believe that ICE is doing a good job. We don't think Donald Trump is doing a good job. We would abolish ICE. You would abolish ICE, would you?
Well, I would abolish all police.
Yeah. I don't consider ICE police, but I get why people say that. I consider them more of a Gestapo.
Why would consider the Gestapo a police? They were secret police.
I suppose. But then I feel like if we get that abstract, we would also say certain things we would still have present are also polices. You know what I mean? Like the squad of people who get the murderer. If we're saying everything is police, and that would still be a
no. I just consider police state-run force to protect private property interests.
Right, but I'm saying if we get so abstract that we're talking about policing, we get into the verb form of police. Anyway, I'm going to switch back to the other thing. I'll leave the headset on so you can see it for a second, people. But I think I have to leave the Zoom here, and then
Jimmy's using an Apple Vision headset.
Yeah.
Which he is the only person in the world using an Apple Vision headset right now.
That is not true, but it's not far from true either.
The weird thing it's doing with him is it's getting rid of like all emotion. Like his face is not expressing itself. I don't know if you noticed that, Luthien, but when he talks in that headset, his face doesn't express, and it's kind of weird.
You got Botox face.
He looks like 11 in the finale of Stranger Things. Chat, there he is. He's back.
This is what I look like with the headset on. And
you sound different.
I agree it had the uncanny valley thing, all that shit. But I will say, if I ever am worried about like going on vacation, which I never do, but going somewhere remotely and setting up a set, with how close that is getting to like being sufficient quality, I think I would just opt to take this with me and set up no set. This makes me look like I'm bald. And set up no set and just wear the headset and show up. It was slightly uncanny. And it's only gotten, I mean, the first iteration of this a year ago, the progress between the two, like we should be able to fool people in another year or so. It's pretty great. Anyway, I'm going to take this off.
Am I crazy or are you quieter now?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah, that sounded better.
I just got to kiss my mic, I guess. All right, let me switch.
Someone said I preferred Jimmy Bot. That's good. Listen, MAGA, call if you are willing to defend your boy. I want to talk to two types of people today. I really want to talk to MAGA, but I also really want to talk to Christians because I'm just in that kick of, God, I hate Christianity. I was scrolling through YouTube lives last night at like 4 a.m, and I came across this guy who was doing a debate live. I'm going to put debate in air quotes, but instead of having call-ins, he was just debating with the chat, and it was this Christian. And so he was like, put a 2 in the chat if you're an atheist, and then follow it up with a question. So I asked him, I'm like, what messianic prophecies did Jesus fulfill if you're calling him the Messiah? And he's like, look, I could quote prophecy all day. I could do that. I've screen recorded it. I spent 40 minutes going back and forth with this guy. He never named a single prophecy. And I was like, why are you running from the debate? He's like, I'm not running. I answered every question. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean?
I could name them all day. I, however, will not be started. I won't do one. I love that when you get somebody who's like, oh, I could do that. I'm like, all right, just one example would be good then. That would be great. Go ahead and prove you can do one, because you're saying you could do it all day. I bet you can't do it for 1 minute.
That's better. This feels better.
Feels right.
Yeah. Feels right, Brian.
You freehanding it now?
Feels right.
Do you like that,
336-543-2101. Talk to a couple leftist cucks, yo.
Yeah. Dude, does anyone seem more cucked than this administration? Like, Stephen Miller owns a series of chairs. Do you know what I mean? Like, he keeps them in multiple homes. Like, I don't want to be caught somewhere without this thing. Okay.
I didn't get a chance, chat, to see Jimmy's bedroom, so I can't confirm or deny if he has a cuck chair.
No, there's no cuck chair in the.
Again, I can't confirm or deny it.
I get it, and it's the thing about it is that there are certain things that I think work. I mean, I am queer, so people make queer jokes, and then there are certain jokes you make that I think everybody knows is projection. I think everyone knows you're saying I don't have a cuck chair, so no one will ask if you have a cuck chair.
Do I have a cuck chair? No, I don't have a chair in my room.
I'm just saying, who is right now the most famous confirmed cuck in the world? I guess Kanye.
Destiny.
I think Kanye might be more famous than Destiny.
Oh,
a little.
Whoops.
I mean, do we trust his lyrics? Yes, I do. I do trust his lyrics. It's got to be between
Someone
Kanye.
said you don't have a cuck chair. You just watch from the closet.
That's at me or at you? Because one of us isn't in the closet.
No, watching the cuckening happening from the closet.
You weren't paying attention to what I said.
I heard what you said. It didn't work as a joke.
It was wonderful.
No,
actually nailed it. Luthien in another room went, ha ha. Will Smith, I think, is only a cuck in the like toxic masculinity way, in which people believe that woman belongs to him still because they got married. But hey, he just hasn't
keep his wife's name out your mouth. We know what happens,
right? And do remember that she said, yeah. So I haven't been called that in a long time, so it was very surprising. But anyway, I can't be homophobic. Some of my best friends are. Someone asked how I turned out homophobic.
I've heard an iteration of that joke like 5 times since I've been in Texas, chat.
It's a good joke. It was
the first time.
Yeah.
And then you kept going.
Now you're being ableist. Autistic people repeat jokes. That's not true, but I can just stand by it.
I can't be ableist. Some of my best friends are.
See? That first opportunity.
See how I flipped it around?
At first opportunity, you're like, well, I'm not going to let this opportunity go away. It's too much a gem. It's too much a gem. Thank you. Liz Chris says Jimmy's jokes always work. Unlike this administration.
That's why
always is a stretch.
That's why my jokes could never be in Congress. Now I'm trying to push it to the limit.
Well, it's been a good show, guys.
No, it hasn't. What are you talking about? What show did you go to? Don't lie to me.
We'll see you next week, same time.
I don't know about that either.
We're taking Tuesday off, right?
Yeah, so no show this Tuesday with at least the two of us. I don't know if we'll arrange something else in the meantime. Probably not, because I think we're taking Luthien with us too. So who would produce? Oh, does Lux know how to produce the show? Anyway, probably no show this Tuesday.
Is that the day we're going to the movies?
We'll probably just put up a series of clips. I don't know. I add on. I've come along to whatever plans you extroverts come up with.
Well, the plans have to be conducive with your health issues. So we can't,
no, they don't.
I need to know how far we can go.
They absolutely do not, because I will just simply not go. You guys should do what you find fun. I don't want to do it anyway, whether it's close or far. I'd rather get on Zoom and play Jackbox. So
yeah, Jimmy has only wanted to play Imposter for the last 4 days.
Imposter's really good. I have a surprise for you, though. By the way, you're I think because I loaded in, you need to do the turn camera on and off thing again. Be right back. I'm gonna get my surprise for you.
Wait, do I have to turn my camera on and off, Luthien? Is my camera good?
It's fine for me.
Oh, okay. Looks like it's just Jimmy. Okay. What do we think the surprise is gonna be? Something goofy. Let's see. What's the surprise?
You all talking shit?
No, we were trying to guess this word. Hell yeah.
Is
that third or second edition? That's third.
It's the one off Amazon you told me to get.
Yeah, that's third edition.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it says third edition.
I'm about to drive over there tonight.
Well, we wanted to play it with the other two, right? Which they are available Tuesday.
I also want to play it.
You're just like, I in general want to play it.
I've been sleeping all day, so I have like a fuck ton of energy now. So hopefully the show, maybe if the show zaps it all out of me, we won't have to worry about it.
Yes, I really just asked if Lux can produce the show, because Lux doesn't know how to. This show is produced separately than the other shows. All the people who work here as producers, Arden probably could figure it out. But regarding our streaming software, our streaming software is specialized software. If you are a producer here, this has been true of every producer so far. You know how to run vMix on the shows you are trained to run on. You don't know. I mean, there's overlap, but they are different. So there would be.
That means if I was producing if I was a producer on the line, I would be at a top level because I know how vMix works, like on the back end.
Sure, but also because you and I have consulted each other and shown each other the way but yes, you would have an advantage for knowing the back end, but there are still specific elements to each show that are unique that would probably require somebody to get a phone call who's otherwise supposed to be at the mall or whatever we're doing on Tuesday.
Do you know the way? Let's maybe for Tuesday we put together a thing of like the top MAGA hits of 2025.
What if we did a meet and greet? I'm just kidding.
I could do it just fine. Jimmy
sure, I wouldn't do it at all.
But when you eventually get LineCon and everybody buys tickets to come to Texas, then you can do a meet and greet from like miles away.
But I won't even advertise. For the record, when we do LineCon, it will not be confirmed that if I'm there, we're not advertising it. We're not setting any expectation. I'm not joking. You'll find out I'm there and doing a panel right at the moment I decide to be doing a panel.
That's not how conventions work.
I know. I'm the only person who's going to as the convention organizer, I'm the only person who's going to get that advantage. It's going to be very, very selfish, but I can justify it with my health issues.
I'm going to host a meeting of the Jimmy Hater Club. So that will be in the Green Ballroom at 6 on Friday.
I thought that was just what this show is. What's the difference between...
at the meetup, we have games and prizes. Speaking of, I won Nerd Trivia. We went to Nerd Trivia.
That's true.
And I not only won, I smoked the competition.
He won so much that he started expressing guilt toward the end. that other people for the record. And by the way, like everybody scored high. He's just the only one who swept the first 2 rounds and almost swept the last one. A couple other people swept one or the other, but no one did it obviously as good as you.
The Super Smash Brothers question confused me because I didn't realize that Mewtwo was DLC in Smash Wii U because he was just a regular character in Melee. So I didn't realize they didn't put him in Wii U and then he was DLC.
Yeah,
so that fucked me.
Yeah, so fuck you guys. Okay, Jimmy, we see how it is. Jovan has been here and is my friend. I make money for our partnership. Like Jovan, if it has learned anything here, is Jimmy does not like leaving not leaving the house. Legitimately, if I feel well, I love leaving the house. I don't like being around people.
Jimmy's an online extrovert, but an in-person introvert.
And nobody ever believes it. I'm not even joking. Like, I've been saying this for years. People mistake me for an extrovert for the way I behave online.
He was very excited to bring me to a store run by a racist, though.
Which store was that?
The VHS repair store, whatever it was. That was the only time he was like, "Oh, come on, we got to go here." And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Oh,
I was excited to show you the store." The racist was not the reason why, but yeah, he did say some racist shit the first time we were there about Asians. Who knows how he feels about black people? I'm sure it's positive, but that store is an experience that it's one of those things where it's like
a fire hazard.
What if you get a lot of things that autistic people will be like, ooh, 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 but you arrange them in such a way that they'll be like,
But also all of it looks dirty.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's a thin layer of racist filth on it all.
But like, I'm like walking through the store and I'm like, if this store catches fire, you're done. You can't even walk. There's no...
Right.
What is it called? Something easement. What's the fire term?
I don't know what the term is, but I doubt it doesn't feel legal, that area, that place.
No, there's no way they've had a fire inspection anytime within the last 20 years.
If you had to get out, imagine if a Ross and a Goodwill tried to put all of their things in just Goodwill space. Like take everything that's in a Ross, or I guess just double a Goodwill, but take everything that's in a Ross, all those aisles that are already cramped, there's just clothes falling on the ground and stuff, and Goodwill, also not great arrangements often, and you just mash them together, and then you think, okay, it's on fire, how do I get to the exit, of which there is one?
It's also like, I had to squeeze through like, what's the point of having rows with stuff you can buy if the people can't get to those rows?
Yeah. And look, I'm tall. I have no idea what's on the bottom rows. Didn't even check.
There was one thing I saw that I kind of wanted, but I was like, $50 seems not reasonable price for this.
Yeah. That's fair. All right, we'll start taking our calls. People, if you think you can debate us on God, on politics, on anything.
God especially.
Jovan doesn't want to do Renee Good, though.
I will not be. If somebody calls about it, I'm okay with Jimmy doing it. I will not be. I'm done having that debate at this point.
You heard now the administration is going to investigate her wife.
Mm-hmm.
These people, these fucking
They're investigating Jacob Frey. For telling people to resist ICE.
Allegedly, there are subpoenas getting ready to go to Tim Walz and Frey and Mayor Frey. Anyway, let me let that burp out, and we'll do this with full respect, at least to begin. Alton in Texas considers himself sovereign. Is his pronouns, or I don't know where sovereign's coming in there. Alton in Texas. Sovereign citizen? Are you a sovereign citizen? Is that what you are?
Well, kind of, but that's not what I wanted to speak about.
Okay.
How are you doing today?
With our live chat that we have gathered here today, would you prefer that they refer to you as a he, a she, a they, or something else?
Oh, I am a man. I am definitely a man.
Great. And so would you prefer they refer to you as a he, a she, a they, or something else?
key.
Excellent. All right. So you are calling in about Donald Trump and the job he is doing. You go for it.
Okay, so just studying things. I just want to hear y'all's opinion about this. Looking at stuff and kind of seeing the connections and the patterns between what they're doing and what the whole of politics is doing. It just seems like everybody's turning coat. Everybody says that they're one way and then they're acting a different way. And in all honesty, it's all a ploy and it's all a gimmick.
Can you just do me a favor, Alton? Can you be specific? It's tough to respond to this with such vagueness.
Okay, well, I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Well, you're just being vague. You're saying they're all one way and then they're doing this and this way. And it's all like, what do you like? Be specific. Yeah. I don't know what
give an example of what you are describing.
You said
relative to the conversation.
Oh, you said vagueness. I thought you said fakeness. I was like, oh, here we go again. No. Well, obviously, the multimillionaires needed somebody to as a face. And we've had that, okay? We've had that face for a very long time, and it was done through Obama, okay? Now, with what Obama did,
can you give specifics, please?
Right. Let's start with specifically who is one of the. You said multimillionaires. I'm amazed that we think that that's still millionaires running the world, but would you be specific about who are the multimillionaires you're referring to?
Well, I mean, I can't say that because then people would, call me anti-Semitic.
Oh, I see. So what you are calling into claim is that the Jews are running the world and the Jews are choosing who the president will be, and that the Jews chose Donald Trump to be the president, just like the Jews chose Obama to be the president before. And you believe that would... that if you were just to say all of those things that I said, and you can tell me whether or not I was accurate, that somebody would mistake you for being anti-Semitic.
No way, bro.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you hit it off center of the head a little bit, but
what was off center about it?
Real quick, can I just
follow the money trail because
absolutely. Alton, can I give just real quick? This is just quick advice. Okay. If at any point in your life, in the next, I don't know, how old are you? I don't know how old you are.
Well, you want to know my age?
Yeah. How old are you?
I am 33 years old.
Okay, great. If at any point between now and when you possibly die at 60 from high cholesterol, if you are going to say the phrase, if I say this, you'll call me anti-Semitic, that's because you're anti-Semitic. And the thing that you're thinking and want to say is anti-Semitic. Like, I don't know why we got to split hairs here. Maybe just don't be anti-Semitic.
Let me ask you this. Do you believe you're anti-Semitic?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So it's not a matter of that you would accuse me of, and it would be a mistake.
You're like,
you just didn't want to.
You're appalled. I answered that so briskly, huh?
No.
I'm not appalled. I just
think
you're stupid.
No. I'm not remotely appalled. Literally appalled. Literally, like we've been doing the show for a while, and the fact of the matter is, you racist cucks have felt very enabled by the Trump administration, by social media, by Elon Musk, by Twitter. I think all you were worried about was that if you just say it out loud, that we're going to go, all right, well, we're done with this guy. Fuck him and get off of here or whatever else. I think you were only worried about losing your chance at a platform when all you guys get is a platform right now, but then you complain that the Jews are censoring you, and yet you've never been louder and more annoying than fucking ever. But that's censorship though. So no, nobody here is clutching their pearls. We knew that that's what your deal was. We knew you were going to. It's
kind of lazy, to be honest. Like you just blame all your problems on the Jews instead of just going like, "Damn, My people got handed a wealth of shit, and yet I'm still poor. Must be the Jews' fault.
I asked the
Kinda
Jews.
weird.
They said they did nothing about your dry dick.
What does cuck mean?
It's one of those things where if we answer the question, either we're falling for a troll or he genuinely doesn't know, but now he will have language to describe his sexual desires.
33-year-old doesn't know what a cuck is?
Yeah.
In the year of our Lord 2026?
What? It's
Hey, what do you think
sexual?
of Stephen Miller? Would
I'm
you
not
say
a degenerate? So I have a wife and 8 kids. Like, I'm not a degenerate. So if it's something sexual,
You are a
wait.
degenerate. You didn't know how to wrap you didn't know how to wrap your condom up
8
kids.
times. All from your wife?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't they be?
Alton, how does it feel to know you're going to ruin your kids' futures? And that at least, hopefully, 7 of them don't talk to you when they're older.
Truly, you are a voice of a generation.
Wow, that was amazing. You got the whole club laughing right now.
I'm dying. Hey, how old were you when you got married?
Louis C.K. over here.
How old were you when you got married?
That's awesome because 21.
And how old were you when you had your first kid?
21.
How many months was between your 21st birthday or your marriage and your first kid?
I'll say about a year.
I more importantly want to know how often throughout your marriage.
Wait, let me finish the.
Okay, go ahead.
I got to get all these details.
Go ahead.
All right, so you're married at 21. How old was your wife when you got married?
She was 19.
Okay, and so she was how old when the first child was born?
Well, she had her birthday, and about a week or 2 later, the baby was born.
Her 20th birthday a week or 2 later? Or because you put a year between married at 21, she would have been 19. If you said it was a year later, you're saying a week before her 21st birthday.
How old was she when you met her?
Well, obviously, all of this was we're high school sweethearts, man.
Okay.
So it was a week before her 21st birthday is when she first gave kids, had her first kid.
No, I didn't say before. I said after. But she had her birthday
a week after,
and afterwards, about 2 weeks.
Okay,
yeah, about a week or 2. You know,
and so
it was a long time ago.
In the last 12 years, no, not.
I think we're on to this exact same thought process right now, Jimmy.
Yeah, what the rate of popping babies out has been for this guy.
I want to know how long of the last 12 years she spent pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, I fully support a nuclear family. So her job is to rear and bring in children into this world.
That's her job.
Oh, Alton, sorry. You mistook what nuclear meant with nuclear family. You went with the other meaning of nuclear. It's not supposed to decimate the world around you. It's not nuclear in the destructive sense.
How so?
That's not what nuclear was supposed to mean. So 8.
Okay, so how am I being a nuclear to the world by bringing in children?
Right now, having that many children is extremely selfish.
Nuclear with the hard R is crazy.
Wait, what did you say?
I said nuclear with the hard R is crazy.
Selfish?
Where do you put it? Yes, it is selfish to have that many kids when the world right now is not self-sustaining.
Are y'all just jealous?
I'm going to answer
because it's like
I'm not jealous of 7 kids or 8 kids. Absolutely not.
I have the exact number of children I want to have.
Alton, you know my issue? My issue is you saying that you're not issue as in like I'm triggered by this, just that I think you're a kind of a bad man who said your wife's job is to bear children. She doesn't have
a great job at it and she loves it.
Does she have a personality outside of being a mother? What does she like to do? What are her hobbies?
Oh, well, she reads books, she paints. She also does arts and crafts. She makes beautiful little angel toppers during Christmas. The kids help her too. It's wonderful. I also do and then she does
what are her hobbies separate of her children? What are her hobbies separate of you and the children? Stuff she does on her own.
That I just told you that.
Well, you just said the kids help her.
No. Well, yeah, whenever they can. Or if they want to. But you know how a kid helping an adult doing an adult thing to sell, Really? You think they're really helping? Or
Let me ask the
problems?
question a different way. In a given week, how many hours of time does your wife have to herself to do her hobbies by herself?
Between the male housemaid, the female housemaid, all the time in the world. Yeah, absolutely.
You don't have a maid.
Alton's pretending. Alton, what's your net worth?
Pretending he has a maid is crazy.
I don't own anything. It's all owned by a trust. So I don't work.
Yeah, what's the value of your trust?
I'm the proprietor or admin.
And what's the value of your trust?
I can't say that.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't. I mean, I know what the value is, but I'm just not going to tell you. I mean,
no one here, no one knows who you are. No one knows who you are. Why wouldn't you say it?
Because I don't have to.
Hey, Luthien, will you keep an eye on chat? I think we don't have any mods, so I think a lot of things are going to...
Yeah,
if you'll catch up on all those. Because you don't have to. Well, why'd you call in if you weren't interested in answering our questions?
Well, because I wanted to talk about Trump, and then you pulled out.
Because they wanted to yell about the Jews.
Do you believe God exists?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because he made himself known to me through his spirit.
Okay. How did he do that?
During which kid? Like, which kid was that?
I'm still talking about a kid. How did he make himself known to you?
A supernatural occurrence when the Holy Spirit of God indwells you when you believe the gospel. That's how.
Right. No. Be specific. I've heard the poems. I've read the Psalms. Okay. So if you could just be specific, what was the specific experience where God? Is it are you Muslim? Which God was it?
Jehovah.
Okay. Well, he would have never heard that name, but I assume you mean Jesus or Yeshua HaMashiach, if you will, though he would have never heard the HaMashiach either. Are you talking about Jesus?
No, Jesus is the great delusion that's spoken of by Daniel and the prophets.
Oh, I see. So who's Jehovah?
God.
And what are
your Thetan levels like?
Where can I read about Jehovah?
You don't. You just search for him. Pray. If he's not answering you, it's because you're an evil person and you need to purge shit out of your life.
I mean, Jehovah is Jehovah is just the Latin name of God in the Bible.
So, when I was a young lad, I was a Mormon.
It's just Latin for Yahweh.
Yeah.
No, it's not. The fuck?
Yes, it is.
Jehovah is not Latin.
Yes, it is.
When I was a young lad, I was.
That?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jehovah La Elohim. Yeah, that's definitely Latin. Oh yeah.
Yep, Jehovah is Latin.
No.
When I was a young lad, I was a Mormon, and I was told to seek out the truth and pray, and he'd reveal. And I had an experience which I believed was him revealing himself to me. And then when I was older, I realized it's actually a process of self-delusion and religious programming that comes from being raised in a religious nation where the default is religion, and then obviously being raised by family and everything else. Why should I believe that your experience was not the same experience as mine, one that actually came internally?
You put your hand to the plow and looked back. Of course, God turned his back on you because you turned your back on him.
I'm sorry, Alton, that wasn't the question. I said when I was a young Mormon, I did the thing you said, and I had Mormonism affirmed for me. Are you a Mormon?
No, I'm not. I'm not a Freemason.
Great. Yeah,
no,
Mormons believe in Jesus Christ.
To associate with Masonry.
So,
well, Jesus is the great delusion, as spoken of by Isaiah
and when I
and
sought
Daniel
God, when I sought God, I would have said the same thing you said to an atheist. I had a personal supernatural revelation experience with God where he revealed himself to me, and that Mormonism was true, using the overpowering and unmistakable force of the Holy Spirit is likely how I would have described it. Very similar to what you described to me. Then I realized when I got older, and I put childish things aside, as the Bible says, that actually it was all an internal process that comes from a number of psychological factors. So why, as a person now evaluating your claim, having gone through a similar experience of my own, what about your claim is unique that other people of other religions can't claim the same unique quality, points to yours as the only possibility of true, and you couldn't just take that same epistemology, apply it to another religion, and say that religion is true?
Well, the reason why you can't point that to any other religion that says that is because Yeshua is the only one inside this whole religious argument that says, I am the only way, the truth, and the life. No one can come to the Father but through me. Okay.
So once again, you haven't engaged the actual question asked of you. You've tried to describe just a way that your religious belief is different than another person's religious belief. But I asked the difference in the epistemology, the method by which you obtained that belief, which is still identical to how Mormons and everybody of any religion goes with.
Also, is it possible for you to give an answer that isn't circular? It would be really helpful in terms of like debating. It's kind of hard to debate somebody who goes, I'm right because I said I'm right.
Well, I haven't said anything like that. I mean, like, can you point out a specific thing that I said that included circular reasoning? Or
yes, you said the reason to answer Jimmy's question. You said it is this way because Yeshua said it is this way. That is a circle. So if you want to not use circular reasoning, that would be cool.
Well, you don't know the reason why I was saying that in the first place because y'all keep cutting me off.
I don't care the reason. If you say
20 seconds,
if you say that any of the reason is because Yeshua said anything, that is indeed circular. We're questioning the validity of those claims.
Okay, so if a person that came by and said, I am God, and he did supernatural things, would you believe him?
What do you have evidence that he did supernatural things?
Yeah, not off of the bat without investigation.
We have archaeological evidence. We have manuscript evidence. We not only have manuscript evidence.
What archaeological evidence do we have? Alton, name a single piece of archaeological evidence of any supernatural occurrence.
Doesn't even have to be religious. Just supernatural.
Anything that's supernatural. The virgin
evidence
birth,
of the supernatural. Archaeological evidence of the supernatural. What'd you go with?
Archaeological evidence of the virgin birth.
Archaeological evidence. I just heard that there was, I just heard you ask for evidence.
He said archaeological. By the way, you went with the virgin birth.
So there's all of these cities. What? There's all of these cities that the scriptures have said that they were there, and that kings of the east came by and ransacked the whole cities and filled it with dirt and covered them up. For the longest time, atheistic people were going along saying how that was never true. The Bible's not true because of this. Those cities don't exist.
None of this is supernatural.
Well,
None of this is supernatural. None of this is supernatural.
Literally, like, first of all, that's a terrible summary. That's a terrible summary of what's happened. But
have survived for 2,000 years, and that's just something that's normal. You know, the Epic of Gilgamesh. There's only one.
Again, no supernatural. You just keep saying there's old stuff.
There's only a couple of manuscripts.
Alton. You just keep saying, hey guys, there's old.
2,000 plus years.
Yeah. This is the vibe we're gonna ride today. You just you're muted right now because like I can't handle anti-Semites who force their wives to have 8 kids and then won't shut the fuck up. You just keep saying old stuff exists. Jimmy and I asked you for evidence, archaeological evidence of something supernatural, and your answer is there's old things. Wow.
By the way, the Epic of Gilgamesh wouldn't be an old thing that's a part of your supernatural belief. So you're not even quoting things that, if they were true, would affirm your belief. And the Epic of Gilgamesh is preserved through a shit ton of replications of it. The actual like oldest artifacts are very partial, very destroyed. There is no like, oh my God, look at this thing that does not bear the hallmarks of being 4,000 years old. The tablets that hold the Epic of Gilgamesh on it are more than 4,000 years old. And by the way, and then he said evidence earlier without archaeological, he went with virgin birth. That's an addition of Christianity, because I just watched Justin explain this to somebody the other day, and they didn't grasp it either. Virgin was not used in Hebrew, but the person who was writing it, Matthew, who wrote Matthew, does not know what that word actually meant. It basically just meant maiden. It is an addition of Christianity by somebody who did not understand what word they were translating because he didn't speak Hebrew. That
also, he doesn't believe Jesus Christ. So what the fuck? But you believe in the virgin birth? Like, that's so stupid.
Right. So we're going to try and give you back. We're going to give you another shot. What is good, compelling evidence for anyone? Doesn't have to be a specific God. It would be weird if it wasn't something that was your religion at the very least. But what compelling evidence is there that anything supernatural has ever happened, in the same way that we can say there's very compelling evidence that, for example, evolution absolutely happened? What do we have that's even remotely close to that? Your best example, please, Alton. Alton, you giving up? Is your silence your concession?
No. My silence does not constitute an answer. You know, the whole sovereign thing. So I'll just leave y'all with this. Okay. You want evidence?
Non-answer coming in.
Experience is the evidence for God.
Except for that everybody of every religion who doesn't agree with you says the same thing.
But not even that, Alton. I'm sorry. You told us that there was archaeological evidence of the supernatural, and now you're running away from that. You told us that existed. You are not. Yes, what's the archaeological? So what is it?
What is it? The simple fact that a manuscript of over 2,000 years old is the same and brings up things that are here today. I mean,
wait, that's not true either. We know from the Dead Sea Scrolls that the Bible, if you're talking about the Bible, the Dead Sea Scrolls shows that there have been lots of changes. What are you talking about then?
I was talking about the Septuagint.
Isn't the Dead Sea Scrolls the Dead Sea Scrolls are older than the Septuagint?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so what happened was that after the Great Maccabean Wars, Rome came down and ransacked Jerusalem. And whenever he did that, he also just started destroying all of Hebrewistic culture. And so the Old Testament, okay, the Torah, and all of those things got destroyed because they were written in Hebrew. But because of missionaries, if you could coin that term for the people of that day, they were writing the scriptures from Hebrew to Greek, and that was the Septuagint. And so whenever they were completed in all of this, it happened at about the exact same time to where all the Romans were destroying all of the Hebrew culture, but not Greek, because Constantinople hadn't fell yet. They were under...
Rome never destroyed the entire... Like, they never destroyed every Torah that was written. That didn't happen.
Alton, you're just making shit up, and you don't even believe... Like, you're just making... It's funny, too, because you're blaming the Jews, but you aren't Christian, but you're, like, quoting the Torah. Hey, none of the things that you've described are true. And your only thing is
it's written like
your Alton. The only thing that you have given
that this is false unless somebody that doesn't know. Okay.
No, we know, and it is false. It is false. There has not been
things that I'm talking
there
about.
has not been a perfect replication of the Bible unchanged that occurred after all existing records prior were destroyed. Period.
And sorry, I just hate to break it to you. This isn't supernatural, Alt. That's not what the Septuagint is.
Yes, the Septuagint is the Greek translation of the Old and the New Testament from Hebrew to Greek. And so then, whenever the Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered, what we used, the Hebrew text that we used to say, is this accurate, was a translation of the Septuagint.
When was the Septuagint written? When was the Septuagint written? When was it written?
I'm pretty sure you have Google Chrome pulled up and you have it in front of you. Why don't you tell me?
No, because this is really important to your claim.
Right.
When was it written?
Well, you see, I don't want to answer that question because it seems really disingenuous of you to ask me
wrong.
that. Why are you asking that?
It will prove you wrong.
Okay. No, it's not. Okay, just because I don't know a date or I don't want to tell you a date doesn't mean the whole information is wrong.
When were all the Torahs destroyed? When were all of the Jewish?
Hey man, how many quarks are inside an H2O molecule? You don't know?
What does that have to do with the conversation we're having? What does that have to do with the conversation we're having?
Exactly.
I'm asking you something about the conversation we're having.
Right. It actually.
You don't want to answer because it proves you wrong.
He stayed within context, and you specifically said you were trying to attack.
You proved me wrong. You tell me the date, and you.
Sorry, I'm just gonna go ahead and mute you. First of all, there are 6 quarks in an H2O molecule. Second of all, Alton, you were sitting there talking about what we don't know, and yet this very relevant information to what you're claiming about all of the destruction of all of the Hebrew text and how it was maintained. But then you admit it's a Greek translation. They weren't remembering the book in perfect detail. And even if that was the claim that somebody made, I wouldn't just believe them. You would need to prove that. And let's be honest, the closest to honest that you were in this entire conversation would have been sorry, by the way, I think I said hydrogen and not I think I said hydrogen, not H2O. Hydrogen has 6 quarks. H2O, you'd have to do the math. You'd just have to do the nucleus and all that shit. Anyway, I think I see that people, I haven't read it, but I'm pretty sure I can see people are complaining about my quarks. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, your experience thing was the thing that you had. That was the closest to honest you were.
Before we move off from the Septuagint, Jimmy, just really quick, he doesn't even have the reason the Septuagint was written correctly. It was written because they destroyed all of the Jewish, all of the Torahs or whatnot. The Septuagint was written because Philo of Alexandria sent a bunch of people to Egypt who spoke Greek to translate the book for all of the Greek-speaking Hebrew people that were living in Egypt at the time. There was not because of any war. It was not because anything was destroyed. My man just literally doesn't know what he's talking about.
Is oxygen number 8 on the table? I think it is.
Therefore,
if it's 8 on the table, that's 48 plus the 6 from the 2 hydrogen. So H2O would have 54 quarks total. Is that right? Anybody want to math me? I'm waiting to see if anybody's checked me. Because I am in no rush to take Alton back on. Alton, I'll unmute you, but honestly, I think the call's pretty much over because you've brought nothing of substance. You started to admit the thing about experience. That's the thing everybody says. Actually, here I have a question for you, Alton. Is a person's ability to explain their experience limited by what that person knows?
Are you talking about? What are you talking about? The person knows.
Anything, period. You have an experience. Doesn't have to be supernatural, doesn't have to be natural. Any experience at all. Is your ability to explain that experience limited to your knowledge?
Well, how can I speak about something that I don't have any knowledge about?
Exactly. So, Alton,
so
this is why
you experience something and
exactly.
You know.
When you have an experience, you don't necessarily know the explanation of the experience. You only know the parts of the experience that you can adequately explain. Then you might otherwise have things that are beliefs, and you might have things that are suspicions, and things you are just fully ignorant of. If I've never heard about evaporation, condensation, precipitation, I'm not going to be able to explain rain, but I will be able to know that I am experiencing water falling from the sky and getting me wet. I will be limited by my knowledge. The thing that you gave was the proof is the experience. That is the thing everybody gives because you are all either limiting to that which you know, or what I suspect in your case is you are limiting it to the framework in that which you accept and ignoring the frameworks and ignoring the explanations and denying the explanations that could contradict it, i.e. confirmation bias. As I already tried to get past this with you by bringing up how I would have explained to people the same reason why I know Mormonism is true when I was a child is the same reason you now affirm your somehow anti-Semitic but Jewish quoting supernatural beliefs are true.
Well, yeah, of course. The great deception that the Jew is pushing on us is that they are the only chosen.
Okay. Let's talk to...
There was.
Steven in New Jersey. Steven, you have weird background noise going on. What the fuck?
Hey, what's going on?
Can you fix your background noise, please?
It's like you already did.
I hear it a little bit. Now?
Yeah, so far so good. All right, Steven, what are you calling about?
I'm just happy at the job that Donald Trump's doing, man. He's saved the country. I'm
How old are you,
proud
Steven?
that he saved the country. Yeah. Huh?
How old are you?
39.
You're going to need to talk more directly into your microphone. You sound like you're talking through, like with a mouthful of peanut butter or something.
You hear me now?
I think so. All right, Steven, you are 49 or 39? I couldn't understand.
49.
39. All right, Steven. And here we have gathered our audience for you. I know there's well over 1,000. I don't have the window up. Would you prefer that audience refer to you as a he, a she, a they, or something else?
Oh, I don't do that mentally ill stuff. You're either a man or a woman.
Nah, Steven, here's the deal. I didn't ask if you're a man or a woman. I told you that I have a live chat here. They're going to talk about you. They're going to use a pronoun. I'm not asking what you do. I don't care if you think it's mentally ill. I don't trust your expertise on the mental illness side of it. If you like, Steven, we can explore whether or not you have the qualifications to declare it a mental illness, and that's what we can spend our time on. Or we can get to your Trump points, because all you're just going to say is, it's my preference your audience refers to me as a he, or a she, or a they, or something else.
Well, a man can't become a woman, so...
Right. So would you prefer they refer to you as a he, a she, a they, or something else? No. Don't let him take it elsewhere. Make him answer. Would you prefer they refer to you as a he, a she, a they, or something else?
I'm a man. So why?
How do I prove? Wait, Steven. How do I prove that you're a man, Steven?
You don't hear my voice?
I don't know that your voice is necessarily... I've heard very masculine voices that turned out to belong to even people you would call women. Steven, in fact, you could be using a voice changer. Those exist on the internet. So, Steven, I will now ask you one more time. I will ask you again, since nothing about being on the phone actually proves to me you're a man, nor would you, being a man, declare what your pronouns are. Would you like it if the audience called you a he, a she, a they, or something else?
How about just a human being?
But that's not a pronoun. They're not going to say this human being every time. We're in a live chat. They are writing things out. You know that there is one that you prefer people use day to day. You know that there are ones that if people referred to you that way, you would probably feel insulted. I can probably guess based on how insecure you are right now and how afraid you are of answering this question. But instead, I will just once again be kind and ask you your preference. Would you prefer our live chat refers to you as a he, a she, a they, or something else?
I'm a man.
Would you prefer that the live chat refers to you as a he, a she, a they, or something else?
I just answered it. I said I'm a man.
No, you didn't. I'm sorry. If I ask you if you would like ice cream, cake, or watermelon, and you say, I'm a man, you haven't answered the question. Would you prefer that they refer to you as a he? Your options are A, he, B, she, C, they, or D, something else. Would you like to give me the letter that corresponds with your answer?
A man. I'm a man.
I'm sorry, that was not one of the four answers. So far, you are doing very poorly on the test. Question 2. Would you prefer that they refer to you as A, he, B, she, C, they, D, something else?
I just told you I'm a man.
Would you prefer that they refer to you as A, he, B, she, D, they, D, or C, they, or D, something else?
I guess he, man. I guess he.
C, you would prefer they refer to you as a they. Thank you very much. We will refer to you as the they. You said C.
No.
You said C, which would be something else, which would be they.
I'm no faggot. I'm a man.
I don't know about that, Steven. Would you prefer they refer to you as a he?
I'm no fag.
Right, but are you a? But would you prefer that they refer to you as a he, a she, a they, or something else?
What is a man? a he.
Would you prefer that they refer to you as a he, a she, a they, or something else?
Yeah. Yeah, you're either being ignorant or you're like stupid or something.
Would you prefer that they refer to you as a he, a she, a they, or something else?
YouTube channel.
Steven? Hey, Steven.
I'm like...
All right, Steven, I'm going to have to explain this to you. I'm just going to throw you on a quick mute here. You're in our house. If I ask you to take off the shoes in my house, you take off your shoes, or you can leave the house. You've already resorted to slurs, meaning whatever you have to say about Trump saving the country, everyone watching knows this will begin that this is the opinion of a homophobe, the opinion of a bigot, the opinion of a person who thought that they would get a rise out of a queer man by throwing a slur out. Frankly, I could give a shit. You can't do shit to me, and I will be turning all of your kids into atheists. I will do much more to you than you'll ever do to me. So, Stephen, if you'd like to get on with your diatribe about how Trump saved the country with border security, you have to choose between the answers presented. Would you prefer to be referred to as a he, that is an option, he, she, that's a different option, she, they, third option, they, or something else, in which case you would need to provide the pronoun and understand what pronouns are. So, Stephen, I'm going to unmute you, and we will get to your Trump saved the country points as soon as you answer. Would you prefer to be referred to as a he, a she, a they, or something else?
A he.
Thank you, Stephen. Now, Stephen, I appreciate it. You're welcome, because this is actually done out of politeness to you.
Oh,
now,
I appreciate it.
Stephen, who has already slipped a slur, has already shown to be a bigot, who's already shown to be hateful of queer identities.
Only bigots use slurs, bro.
Yeah. Please do tell us.
Unless you're gay. Wait. Unless you yourself are gay. Steven,
right.
Are you gay?
Oh, no, I'm no faggot.
Okay, so we're sticking to the slurs. You feel...
you asked me a question, so I answered.
But except for no, we asked if you were gay, and you responded with, wait. All right, Stephen, then stick to it. Stick to that method of answering. Stephen, are you black?
Yeah. I'm like 20%, yeah.
You're 20% what?
Black.
Oh, so when you're asked black, you respond back with black and not a slur for black.
Were you?
But when you're asked gay, you went with the F word. You went with a slur for gay.
Steven, that's
wow,
so lazy.
You're racist, dude.
Steven, that's so lazy.
Yeah,
that's like the laziest comeback I've ever heard, Steven.
You went with a slur for gay.
This is the laziest comeback I've ever heard in my life.
Don't say that word, man. Don't ever say that.
You feel so...
Don't ever say that.
Sir, Stephen, I believe you moments ago used a slur, did you not?
Yeah, and you just did back to me, so I guess we're both...
when did I use the slur?
Jimmy never used a slur, Stephen.
Yeah.
What slur did Jimmy use?
Please, let me know.
You were trying to make me say the N-word.
No, I wasn't.
That's not, yeah.
In fact,
yeah,
I accepted that you didn't use the N-word and then pointed out how interesting it was. Good. And then I pointed out how interesting it was that he believes answering a question with a slur is still answering the question.
Hold on, Jimmy. I'll do it because I'm black, so you can't say shit to me about it. Steven, shut up. I'm black, so I don't really give a shit about any of this. Steven, why is it wrong to say the N-word, but it's okay to say the F slur?
Oh, it's not with either. You shouldn't say either of those words.
What are we doing today?
So why did you say? Because we
have no other calls.
Why'd you say the F slur, Stephen? Hey, MAGA,
you might
is this your
hang
best?
Up on me because you can't get one over on me.
I'm sorry. Do you believe we've not already? Stephen, do you believe that we've not already gotten several over on you? We've made you look exceptionally stupid. And MAGA, I think, or at least conservatives, maybe it's the difference. Is there a MAGA person who can prove they can have a debate on an intellectual level, not give themselves away as a bigot from the drop? MAGA, so far you have sent a person who considers themselves an anti-Semite. And then this caller, who has used a queer slur multiple times, when asked a question, responded back with the slur instead of the word asked in the question. MAGA conservatives, I would love to give one of you a platform where it's not already Stephen poisoned his own well. if I had started that way, you would say I poisoned the well. If I was telling you in advance before you did anything, let's listen to this bigot. Let's listen to this queer bigot answer about, and yet he hasn't already thrown a slur out. That'd be called poisoning the well. But right now, he is calling in to try and convince me, to try and convince Jovan, or at least to try and get through to some part of the audience, of which I think a reasonable caller has at least the potential to do. And yet has poisoned his own well, meaning the only callers he could get through to are the ones who already are like, oh, actually, I think gay people are F slurs, and they already agree on everything else anyway. So all he's trying to do is use this as a Tinder, I suppose, to meet up with other homophobes, and I assume blow each other.
No, he wanted us to kick him, so he had an excuse to not have to defend his claims. So he was just like, if I convince them to boot me, then I don't have to defend anything.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a guy in chat who is very much too afraid to call in, but likes to play a lot of the get real close. There's a reason why you're not calling in, Timmy, and it's because you know you would be annihilated in real debate. And Steven's already given up a chance at real debate. Who would call a real debate legitimately? Y'all thought Charlie Kirk was like a peach. Would Republicans have been like, that was a real debate? If at the beginning where you're introducing yourself, Charlie Kirk was like, and I'm not an F slur, who would you expect to help? Who would you expect would you get through to? Or would you in that scenario not be like, oh, Charlie Kirk is probably not a good guy? My live chat just disconnected. Did I lose internet on? I have internet on one computer. No,
you're still here. It does that YouTube does that sometimes. I'm gonna make a waffle. I'm hungry.
Sure.
While you will you play with the food?
You know I will. I have to figure out why my internet on the one computer went. Okay, now I've got it back. All right. So you don't know who Charlie Kirk is? Just some dead guy. Don't worry about it. You're not missing out. All right. Let's see if Steven now, having poisoned his own well, still wants to defend that Donald Trump has saved the country. Steven, would you like to take a shot at that?
Yeah, I didn't, man. I would have silenced me too because I was destroying you.
Hey, Steven.
All right, I got a question though. Why
Steven,
you're an atheist,
you
right?
seem
Forget
you
Donald
seem
Trump.
very
Are you an atheist?
Steven, you seem very hormonal and very emotional.
Are you an atheist?
I am an atheist, yes.
So you don't believe in God?
Correct. In fact, I'd go so far as to say I believe God does not exist.
So you don't believe in miracles?
Correct. Not miracles having a miraculous supernatural explanation. Certainly, I think there are times things happen that seem so unlikely and were such a positive that I probably have a similar reaction of, oh my gosh, that's incredible that it happened. But you are correct that I don't believe in a supernatural non-colloquial sense.
I can give you a supernatural event.
Okay, but what if you're going to tell me about an event that happens? Will I be able to investigate whether or not you made it up or not?
No, I can give you a supernatural
Then
event.
what would be the point? If I can't investigate whether your explanation, as we explained to the previous person, if your explanation is limited by your understanding and by your knowledge, then why would it matter?
Well, it'll be the same as yours. I mean, I can give you, if you want a supernatural event, I can give you a supernatural event.
Great. Hey, Timmy, since you're complaining about you're not going to call in because of word police, fascist, blah, 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 and throw in a slur in yours, that's cool. You now also don't have the ability to chat on the channel at all. I was talking to Timmy. I wasn't talking to you. Steven, give me your supernatural event, which, by the way, you called in to defend that Donald Trump saved the country. But now we're investigating whether or not I'm an atheist and whether or not a supernatural, miraculous event happened. You're doing,
forget Donald
Steven,
Trump
you're doing really, really well.
Yeah, I know I am. All right, I give you a supernatural event.
Great.
The universe coming from nothing. The Big Bang.
Yeah, if the universe came from nothing, that would seem supernatural. And yet, right now, that's not even what quantum physicists believe. But what you are doing, and everyone should recognize you are doing, is one, you're starting with an argument from ignorance or incredulity, because I know it's that. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not done, Stephen. I know it's that because you are describing the secular explanation as the universe came from nothing, therefore miraculous, which is not at present the secular explanation. That is something that you just pulled out of your ass. It is also a God of the gaps fallacy, because at best you could get to, there's a lot about the origin of the universe we don't know. Therefore, the origin of the universe is supernatural. Therefore, the supernatural exists. That would be a combination of an argument from ignorance and an argument from incredulity, as well as a God of the gaps fallacy.
Okay. So where did the universe come from? What do you think?
I don't know.
Came from nothing?
I don't know.
So how can you rule out a creator?
I haven't ruled out no. How I can rule out a creator is different than, but how I've ruled out the creator of Christianity, certainly, and all of the Abrahamic gods, as well as supernatural shit in general, is the same reason that if you wake up in the morning and your socks are folded, you rule out fairies. Fairies have never been shown. Fairies have never been shown to be a valid explanation for anything. So I throw it out because there is yet to be any demonstration that a creator is even possible. And until that threshold has been met, it need not be considered as a candidate. That said, many creators have been proposed, and those creators, like the creators in the Bible, like the pagan gods, like any creator you want to come up with, those have been thoroughly debunked, and their lineage of those beliefs have been demonstrated. So it's easy to let go of all of those as well.
No, I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm not talking about religion.
I answered. I already answered.
You ruled out a creator.
Excuse me, and I already answered both. I answered both whether or not you are talking to. Yep.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you, because you seem like a smart guy. I'm asking you, where did the universe? Where do you think it came from?
I already answered that.
You did?
Yep. I said I don't know.
Well, what created the universe?
Oh, no. That's a different question.
So if you
what
don't know,
created
then
the universe
creator?
presumes the universe was intentionally created. That something, creation is a thing done with intent. So if you ask what created the universe, it's like if I ask you, who peed in your mouth this morning? We haven't actually established anybody peed in your mouth this morning, despite the fact, Stephen, I can kind of tell someone did.
Dude, I don't even want to know.
We haven't established anybody's ever peed in your mouth. And in the case of the universe, we haven't established that anything has created it. I'm sorry, what?
You search that shit on your phone, don't you, little weirdo? Ugh.
What did I search? You getting peed in the mouth? I didn't know. Wait. You post on the internet when people pee in your mouth for me to search on my phone?
No, you brought
Steven, that's
that
crazy.
That
Steven, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
I hope you're making good money on OnlyFans doing that shit. I don't know if that's allowed on OnlyFans. So, Steven, the answer to your question of where did the universe come from is I don't know. I'm not a physicist. I don't know.
Well, even physicists don't know.
Physicists have an idea, and they certainly have a better idea than you or I do.
What's their ideal?
I don't know. I'm not a physicist. Do you remember?
But you just said they had an ideal.
Yeah, I know. I said idea. I said they had an idea.
Yeah, so what's the ideal? I'm asking you.
Idea, no L, idea. I just said, I know they have an idea. And when Dr. Aaron Adair, who works on, excuse me, I'm still answering. When Dr. Aaron Adair is explaining it to me, my eyes glaze over because I'm not a physicist, and he is smarter than I am by a tremendous amount.
Okay.
So again, physicists have an idea. I don't know. But I don't say, I don't know, therefore whatever explanation, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a physicist.
But wait,
I don't know.
Wait.
Yeah.
You just said, though, that they have a better ideal. So I'm asking you what the ideal is.
No, I said they have an idea. You said, where did it come from?
What is it, you stupid motherfucker? Then what is it?
Hey, Steven, do you remember the part where I said, Steven,
you're not doing very well right now.
Hey, Steven.
You're not doing good at all.
Right.
You're not doing good.
Hey, Steven, what is the answer to the Goldbach conjecture?
I have no idea.
Okay, but what's mathematicians' idea of the Goldbach conjecture?
Don't know. I'm not a mathematician.
Oh, interesting. So when you say, what is physicists' idea of where the universe came from? And I said, I don't know. I'm not a physicist. In the same way that you're saying you don't know, because you're not a mathematician. I can't just demand you tell me what the mathematicians believe.
No.
Because as I just said to you, I'm not a physicist. It's so funny that you understand it in reverse. Physicists have a good idea.
You said that they have a better ideal than Christianity. And I'm asking you what that is.
Excuse me. No, I didn't. I said physicists have an idea. I never used the phrase better than Christianity. I am willing to use that phrase if it helps you, because theirs still exists within natural explanation. And once again, I will say for the millionth time, there is no L in idea. You've said ideal every time despite getting so many corrections. But anyway, do go on about how I'm not doing very well.
You're not doing very well at all right now. Mm-hmm.
I know. Just getting absolutely reamed by this guy.
Would have been, no, if you were smart enough, your response would have been the multiverse. But you're not even. You're counteracting.
Still crashing out. Still crashing out.
Hey,
you're not even smart enough to say that.
Excuse me, Stephen. Physicists do not agree. The multiverse is a hypothesis upon which they don't agree. Generally, the layman's understanding is that prior to the Big Bang, there is always something. Some physicists refer to it as quantum vacuum, but that's the thing I don't understand. So why should I start explaining when I know I'm going to start fucking it up at some point along the way? But something always existed prior to the actual Big Bang. The Big Bang would be the beginning of the known universe, the universe as we know it. But prior to that, if prior is a concept that makes any sense at all, since the universe is literally an expression of matter and time, the Big Bang is the beginning of time. So how can you have something from before the beginning of time, because before denotes a time? Anyway, prior to that, if prior makes sense, this thing that would have an eternal quality, something like quantum vacuum, again, not really familiar with what that actually is or means, but this is the pieces of it as I've understood it and heard it, that is what the universe emerged from, Stephen. So this is why I didn't sit here and go, oh, here's their explanation, because I'm not a physicist and can't flesh that out for you. I can just tell you the headlines. You tried to respond and go, if you were smart, you would know multiverse. I happen to know the multiverse, having listened to, not this week, 2 weeks ago, a lecture on why multiverse hypothesis is respected but not demonstrated. If you were as smart as you're accusing me of not being, you would know that multiverse is just a hypothesis, and it's one that competes at the moment with string theory, and that generally, if one of them is proven to be correct, the other one in its current form will either have to change or be lost.
How many dimensions string theory has? Do you know?
I'm sorry, what?
You're talking about string theory that has how many dimensions it has?
This is, Stephen, can you repeat to me what I just explained to you?
I'm just educating you on what string theory is.
Sorry, Stephen, no, you aren't. No, you aren't, because you don't know what string theory is. What is string theory?
Oh, you do?
Okay,
you know
go ahead. What is
string
theory? Go ahead. What is string theory
How
first?
many dimensions it has?
No. We have to go. As you've pointed out, I don't know what string theory is. So we actually have to take a step back, and you have to explain first what string theory is before you ask me how many dimensions there are.
It means that the particles vibrate from an actual string. That's
from an actual string. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. Do you mind if I text the doctorate of physics that we have on the line and ask whether or not that is a good explanation of string theory? Because I can already tell you he's going to say, that sounds really stupid.
How? You just said you don't know.
I do know it better than you do. Actually, no, by the way, I didn't say I don't know. I said that you said I don't know, so we have to go back simpler.
Oh man, I'm having fun with you right now. I can't believe that I'm destroying you. Like
how many dimensions in the string theory, the things that we call strings? Because you said actual strings, which was redacted. How many dimensions are the strings themselves?
Well, they say there's like 10, 11.
Oof. Sorry, the answer is 1. The strings themselves are one-dimensional. That was rough.
Yeah, but the string theory's correct, and that means there's about 10, 11 dimensions.
So you weren't answering the question you were asked, despite the fact you were doing so in response to the question. You were answering some other question nobody asked.
What the hell are you talking about?
I understand that you don't understand what the hell I'm talking about. But again, did you want to go on another diatribe about how poorly I'm doing?
Yeah. You're not doing so good, pal.
I'm doing terribly.
You're really not.
By Steven's estimation, I'm doing very poorly. I'm doing a very bad job. The title of this clip should be Jimmy Snow destroyed by Steven from New Jersey. Is that would be the most accurate,
destroyed.
Right? I think absolutely wrecked.
Jimmy, better or worse than Andrew from New Jersey?
Steven has more confidence but less knowledge than Andrew from New Jersey. Andrew from New Jersey's just sad about his dry penis. Steven said he's never experienced closeness with any individual in real life that isn't clearly artificial, and that if anybody saw through the facade that he puts on to try and have friends, nobody would stay with him. That's Steven's issue. And
I would say I was close to your wife, but you don't have a wife, right? You have a husband, sure about right? That? You're gay.
I'm not gay. I'm queer. Gay. I'm not gay. I'm queer.
You're queer?
Correct.
Oh, so you're the Q in the LGBTQ.
I'm also the B.
The bitch?
No. By the way, Steven, I'm also the D in your wife.
I don't have a wife.
I know you don't have a wife, buddy. It was a joke. Did you think anybody listening to you perform here today thought you had a wife? Be so clear. Be so real. MAGA, do you have better? Man. When MAGA sends their people, they don't send their best. They're rapists. They're anti-Semites. They're Stevens. And some of them, I assume, are good people. But today, all I have gotten is the F-slur guy and the anti-Semite.
Can I do a knowledge check on Steven to see if he's educated?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, Steven, knowledge check on you. You said that Trump's saving the country with border.
Don't hurt me now.
Yeah. Knowledge check. You said Trump is saving the country with border security. How many people did he deport in 2025?
How many? You know what? I can't even. I can't tell you the number offhand.
Okay. So failed knowledge check one. Knowledge check number 2. How many people did Biden deport in 2024?
Oh, you're saying Biden deported more people than Trump?
Nope. I'm giving you knowledge checks.
Oh, I don't know the numbers, dude. Right? I mean, I can Google it right now, but I don't have.
Okay, don't know. Okay, failed knowledge check 2. Knowledge check number 3.
Okay.
Now will be the question: who deported more, Biden in 2024 or Trump in 2025?
I would say Donald Trump.
Okay, failed knowledge check 3. Knowledge check number 4. Mm-hmm. What is CCOT?
Oh, I have no idea what that is.
Failed knowledge check number 4. Do we want to keep going? I mean, at this point, it just seems like you're
wait.
Wholly uneducated.
If Biden deported more people than Trump, then why are you complaining about the deportations of Trump?
Do you think we're complaining about the deportations because of the amount of people?
Then what else would it be?
Also, do you think we didn't complain about? Excuse me. Wait. Steven, I can tell you're not a fan. Hey, Steven, I can tell you. Excuse me, Steven. Steven.
Dude, I'm not a typical stupid.
I'm just going to go ahead and mute Steven again. He was starting with "I'm not a typical stupid." Blah 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 blah.
Hold on, before you go, I just want to point out. You didn't know how many people Trump deported. You didn't know how many people Biden deported. You thought Trump deported more. You did know what CCOT is, and you think the reason we're upset at Trump's deportations is because of the amount. I think you proved within 60 seconds of talking to me that you are the average stupid conservative.
By the way,
go ahead, Jimmy.
I'll give amount as 40% of the reason. The more important reason and the reason why protests are necessary isn't the amount as much. But boy, this would be real embarrassing for you if there's a several year catalog of my content and you could go back to say before Trump got elected and watch me absolutely ream Biden over the terrible fucking immigration bill that he tried to sign, that he tried to put forward, that quote unquote bipartisan bill, because it was basically a Trump wish list. So, Steven, you're trying to sit here and go, oh, you guys aren't, so what, you're not in a cult like I am? That's a weird brag, buddy. Yeah, I had a problem with Biden's immigration policies. Had I had my values as I have them now, back when Obama was president, I would have had a problem with Obama's immigration policies.
I had a big problem with Obama, but we can look at Obama's. But we can even look at Obama's numbers. 70% of all of Obama's deportees had a criminal record in the United States.
If you are a conservative and you're consistent, Steven, it should in fact be Biden and Obama who you are glad Donald Trump learned how to deport from. It's only this now extra layer on top that he learned from a different guy that died shortly before he was born. Weird guy, funny mustache. You might have heard of him. I'm just kidding. Heard of him? His picture's in your bedroom.
Yeah,
anyway,
but
Steven,
I'm going to go back to the guy, though. I asked him a question. He didn't answer it.
Here we go.
If
Steven's
Biden deported more people, then what's the problem with deportations then?
The problem with deportations would be the severity of the force used on people that are being deported, whether the people being deported are violent criminals or not. And then it would also be about sending them to concentration camps, all of which Trump are doing.
But you just proved, Steven, that you didn't listen to what I said.
No, I'm talking to him. Wait, hold on.
I don't care. No. You don't get to bypass me. You proved you didn't listen to what I said because you just sat there and basically came back on with the assumption that we think the number of deportations that Biden did was good. That we think that Biden was a good border president. I don't think Jovan would say that. And I just explained to you that that's not how we feel. Simply that they are clearly using the same, they have the same goal of over deporting as those administrations, but Donald Trump is now doing it in a way that is callous and severe, does not actually target criminals and violent people, harms families, and is also harming American citizens, which I don't actually care about more than immigrants, but I understand that if you're trying to make an argument and trying to appeal to Americans, the fact that this Gestapo out there is getting at citizens as well, it's very much leopard eating one's face kind of shit. So, Steven, if you want to answer now with everything that's been explained to you in mind, instead of saying dumb shit so we have to rehash it over, you're welcome to, but stop proving that you are the typical stupid interlocutor that a moment ago you were claiming you were not. Unmuted.
Yeah, you know what? You see what's happening here. Every time when I'm putting it on you guys just force me, mute me out.
You didn't flip anything, Steven.
You can't handle it, man.
Steven, you didn't flip anything. You ignored what we said to you.
Let me ask you though, bro, don't be scared.
Well, Steven, I already answered this question you're about to ask. Steven, I already answered the question you're about to ask.
A little bit better.
Steven, I already answered the question you're about to ask. I already answered
I'm not your typical caller. But
yes,
if Biden deported more people, then why are you sitting on here bitching about deportation?
I already answered this question, Steven. If you didn't listen, that's on you. I already did.
We just
Steven,
did.
If you didn't listen, that's on you, bro.
You didn't answer it.
We both have.
If he answered it, I want to hear you answer it.
Steven, we have both answered this question, and you are now pivoting.
Answer it again. Don't mute me, though.
No, I'm not going to answer it again. You should have been listening. Real easy. You could have just listened.
Yo,
so you've proven that you failed every
You guys should not have a YouTube channel.
Hey, Steven, I have a question for you. If you hate queers, why do you laugh like that?
Crazy.
Oh, because you guys are just cracking.
Good night,
you guys are stupid.
We ready to move on to... Yeah, there we go.
Billy in Utah. You are on the line with Jimmy and Jovan. Billy in Utah. Already is given pronouns he, him. Billy, how old are you?
I'm 57 years old.
Good. And you'll probably need to talk a little bit more directly into the mic because your audio is not excellent.
I'm sorry. Can you please hear? Can you hear me?
Yeah, seems good now. All right, Billy, what point are you wanting to make here?
I just want to defend my point of view that Donald Trump is making America great again. He's following up with his slogan.
Do you mind if I?
Yeah, you get it.
All right, Billy, really quickly. How was America not great before Donald Trump got into office?
I mean, the intrusion of transgender entering female sports, which they have a natural superiority because they were first male. Switching to female,
what else?
Doesn't fully. I'm sorry.
What else? What else, Billy? I understand trans people in sports. You don't like. What else? What are the other ways America wasn't great?
His expansionist idea. I do believe that it will prolong America's hegemony and preserve the show life of its superiority by
expansionism. Expansionism will do that.
Yes, absolutely. Like it did in throughout historical
Throughout
timeline,
historical what?
such as, like, for example, Thomas Jefferson purchasing Louisiana, the aftermath
Okay, so
of
you think that
U.S. and Mexico going.
Okay, Billy, I understand what you're saying. I just want to keep the call moving a little bit faster than it is. So let me. Conservatives have power right now, right? Donald Trump has power. MAGA has power. 20 years from now, what does the country look like?
Well, I'm not exactly sure because that depends on the Congress makeup.
What do you mean you're not sure? Hold on. I'm asking you. You're MAGA, right? You're MAGA. Hold on, Billy. You're MAGA. I just don't think you understand the question. So I assume you're conservative and that there's things that conservatives want. 20 years from now, what does the country look like? Under your values, under your framework, what's different about the country from today to 20 years from now?
So I'm answering your question. That all depends on the power dynamics in the future, because since this
let's say conservatives maintain power the entire time, Billy. What are conservatives going to do from now to 20 years from now to change the country, and what's it going to look like?
Okay, so they're going to sustain the tax rate, the current tax rates, which will give corporations more resources to invest in research and development, which will have a domino effect and increase in technological.
Sorry, I have to just cut in. I just have to cut in real quick. That hasn't happened in the last 10 years. So what's going to be different to cause that to happen in the next 20 years? Because the current corporate tax rates went into effect in 2017, and they were in effect until this year, where they've now been up. And we haven't seen a major investment from corporations into American workers. That has not happened. So what's going to be different this time around?
If you look this up, there's currently 1,000 millionaires created every day in America. You can actually
that's not
check.
Whoa, hold on. That has nothing to do with what you said. What you said was corporations are going to reinvest back into workers, but we haven't seen that corporate reinvestment come from the tax breaks. It didn't happen between 2017 during the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act to 2025 when we enacted the tax policy for the Big Beautiful Bill. So what is going to change? What's going to be different that we will now see in the next 10 to 20 years? We'll see that happen.
Okay. So I'm not exactly sure if you're aware of technology improving from that time till now, but I mean, I can't go into.
All right, what major technological improvements have we had from 2016 to today that would allow companies to invest more? Because if you're saying there's been these major technological leaps, I'm still asking why companies have not invested more if these major technological leaps have happened. Where are these investments you're talking about?
Okay. So I'm not sure if you noticed, there has been new car models, phones, electronic devices, video game consoles.
Sorry, what major differences are there between my iPhone 16 and the iPhone that was released in 2016? What major differences are there here?
I mean, I can do a quick Google search and see what new features are added, because usually when a new phone model is created, there is new features added to it, so it can entice customers to buy that new model. Otherwise, they will stick with their old model, sir. There's a reason why there has been lines.
Okay,
so
Billy. They haven't been. Billy, now that Apple's implemented this, how? Okay. I'm going to ask the how again. So have they reinvested in their employees, in the middle class? How have they reinvested in the worker?
Okay, so businesses depend on profits in order to allocate those resources to put.
Billy, my question is, how did they reallocate
job stability?
Billy, Billy, how specifically did they reallocate all of these funds from the tax breaks into the working class? How has that happened? You're saying, well, they paid people before. And the rate of pay is not increased marginally since 2016. It's remained fairly stagnant. So my question again is, if the pay rate hasn't marginally increased, they have not marginally expanded employment. That hasn't happened either. Like nothing that shows any statistical significance. How is it going to be different this time around than it was the last time?
Okay. So the more profit a company receives, the higher the chance the employees have job stability. The less profit, then businesses have
what
to
was
worry
Apple's
about
profits and what was Apple's
loose
profits in
ends.
2016, Billy? What was Apple's profits in 2016?
I don't have the exact number, but I can.
Okay, are they
making
a significant? Are they making significant? No, Billy, you're not answering the question, so I need to keep bringing us back on track because you consistently can't keep avoiding the question. So either I need to
I just answered.
So then either Billy, so then either I need to dumb down the question or something. Do I need to dumb it down because it's not getting answered?
How were they able to reallocate resources?
Specifically the resources from the tax breaks. You said that those tax breaks were needed because they could be reallocated back into the worker. How were those specific resources reallocated?
Okay, so whenever a profit margin rises, that doesn't always trickle down to the employee's wages. But what it does do is give them what it does do is increase the chance of a job stability.
Okay, so the corporate taxes don't actually hold on. So the corporate tax breaks in 2016, your claim is that they didn't reinvest those into employees. It just meant that Apple wasn't going to go out of business so that they could keep paying their employees. Was Apple at risk of going out of business before these tax breaks?
No, sir.
Were any of their factories at risk of closing before these tax breaks?
No.
Were they profitable before these tax breaks?
Yes, but what is a business objective, sir? To get more profits.
Okay, so Apple, I agree with you 100%. That's what a business does. So Apple wanted more profits, then they didn't share any of those profits with the people that work for them, is what you're telling me. So what your original claim was, because wages have not statistically significantly increased. Their hiring has not increased significantly. So they've gone up in value from 40 they were making a profit of 45 billion in 2016 to making 112 billion in 2025, but and we know that money has not gone back to the worker, and it did not keep job security because they had job security before that. So your claim that the tax breaks are going to cause companies to reinvest in their workers was a factually inaccurate claim because Apple did not use
development, sir.
No, you said it would go back to the employees. You said it was to reinvest in the employees.
Sir, I said research and development, and the more profits they gain is a higher chance of job stability for the employees.
Nope, you already agree with me that the employees were stable before. It's useless, Billy. I'll give you over to Jimmy. You've proven to me in our quick conversation that you're too uneducated to have this conversation. Whatever Jimmy wants to talk to you about next is fine, but on the economics level, you have failed. You can go to Jimmy now. Here you go, Jimmy.
Please give me a minute or two to explain myself.
I might, but I am interested to find out. You brought up millionaires, more millionaires per year. Is that what you said?
No, 1,000 millionaires a day.
Right. So hang on. I'm just gonna try and make a quick table real quick and see why does that matter?
Yes, sir.
And that's in the U.S., right?
Because, yes, that is correct, sir.
Okay. So you're saying 1,000 millionaires a day are made in the U.S., right?
That is correct, sir.
And how long has that been going on?
I believe for close to a year now. And you can fact check me on this to see if
I'm definitely going to. And now, why would that matter if we're saying that the tax cuts are going to support workers? Do you know who becomes millionaires?
Well, that all depends, sir. Is either through people who already inherited their family's money because of their wealth status, or they went from rags to riches, which is rare, but it still does happen.
Right, but rags to riches, when they eventually get to riches, what kind of position are they in? Are they an employee?
Well, they're in an opulent position to obtain
are they an employee?
freedom, which they can.
Are they an employee, or are they in an executive or self-employed position?
Well, there's most likely a self-employed, sir, which they're able to
or executive
position, resources,
or an executive position. So the tax cuts are not going to benefit. So the tax cuts are not going to benefit. Say you are an individual and you voted for Trump, and you're a truck driver, or you are a laborer, the people who work hardest in this country, laborers, you're doing some sort of laborious task. Do laborers become millionaires as laborers?
They can't become millionaires.
Right.
If
and how is their buying power right now? How is their buying power trending? Is their buying power increasing or decreasing right now?
The working class can't become millionaires unless they invest their resources into passive income avenues.
Before we get away from it, Billy, 75%, Billy, real quick, 75% of all new wealth globally generated in 2025 went to 10% of people. So the reason why the working class can't become millionaires is because 75% of their wealth was stolen from them and given to 10% of people. Just so you know the numbers.
If you can do me a favor and please check under Joe Biden's tenure, how many people.
I don't care what was under Joe Biden's tenure. Joe Biden's not president right now. I do not care. That has nothing to do with what I asked you. That has nothing to do with what I brought up to you. That is just a pivot. This is a major pivot.
Major pivot, sir. There's been
here. Let me demonstrate the pivot. Let me demonstrate the pivot. Hey, if people invest their money, they can become millionaires. They can't invest the money because they don't have the money because it's being extracted from by the rich. Joe Biden, people were living paycheck to paycheck. Has nothing to do with the conversation we were just having. You pivoted. It was kind of weird and kind of boring, but you pivoted. Thanks for the pivot.
The only
way friends.
The working class can elevate themselves into a wealthy position is if they have the wherewithal to invest their resources into passive
it's if they have
streams.
No, Billy. It's if they actually have the money, Billy. If they don't have the money, Billy, how are they supposed to do that? Do you think it's fair, Billy, that 10% of people received 75% of all the new wealth generated in 2025? Do you think that's fair?
Obviously, they had emotional intelligence.
That's not what I asked.
Emotional intelligence.
I'm not asking if they were more intelligent. I'm not asking if they were better at it. I'm asking, was it fair? You're saying the answer is yes.
Yes, absolutely.
So if I hire you to work for me, Billy, and you make me $500 and I take $75, 75% of that, you would say that this was a fair exchange?
Sir, you going to
would you say it's a fair exchange, Billy? That's not what I asked. I don't care if you know about it or not. I'm asking, would you say it's a fair exchange?
I looked at the numbers he asked for, and they hurt him, by the way. Usually I don't let people take over. Usually, Billy, I don't let callers tell me what to go Google, and that because you're doing this thing where you're guessing what the answer is going to be, and then you say, you should Google. You should Google who was living paycheck to paycheck under Biden versus now. Because I'm not done, Billy. I'm not done, Billy. I just pulled those numbers up. In 2024, the estimate was around 63%. In 2025, it's 67. It's literally gone up. I went and found the numbers. It's actually worse by a small amount, but guess what? It still wouldn't. What's that?
I just say yikes on a bike spill.
Yeah, 6-7 is literally what Trump brought to us. 67% reported. But you know, the other dumb thing about it is how often Republicans don't understand that if you're going to present data as a factual case, you should consider the kind of data. Because even in this case where I'm recognizing the numbers you wanted don't help your case, I'm also recognizing the type of number you're asking for is a dumb thing to stake on because it's self-reported. So if you are in the Biden administration and you like Biden, or you are a Trump MAGA cult member getting a phone call about whether you're doing better now than last year, which still didn't overcome for you, again, still bad, but self-reporting is not a way to measure it. These numbers would not be the same if we actually studied what percentage of people's like daily average balance is under some dollar amount or hits close to zero. Let's say their balance goes under $200 in the month. You'd probably call that paycheck to paycheck. By the next time they get a paycheck, they have less than $200 in their account. But that's not what it's measuring. It's just a person's personal feeling and interpretation of, are they living paycheck to paycheck? I know people, I literally think of a person right now who considers themselves living paycheck to paycheck, but they also have about $20,000 of savings. But they refuse to touch their savings and only spend the income that is, so they consider themselves paycheck to paycheck because even when they are struggling, they won't dip into their savings. That person, if they had gotten the call, would have said, I'm living paycheck to paycheck because it's a vibe question. So even the data you asked for that actually was bad for you, I'm not going to claim victory on either because I understand it's bad fucking data.
I mean, there's no claiming victory because we can use those same talking points to the debate that we're having now. You think America is not great again, and I do.
I don't think America was ever great.
Bro, can you acknowledge any of the stuff he actually said? We're not moving to another topic. Then you're trying to move to, well, you guys don't think America is great. Can you acknowledge the stuff we say before we move on to something else?
Yes, I do acknowledge all the talking points that you're exuding.
So you acknowledge that currently right now under Donald Trump's, Billy, you acknowledge that currently right now under Donald Trump's administration, more people are living paycheck to paycheck than they were last year.
According to self-reporting.
Okay, so I saw something different on another source, but I'm gonna go ahead and believe that source you're telling me. But still, it doesn't negate the fact that 1,000 millionaires are created every day.
What does that matter if the reason that they're being created, Billy, is by stealing wealth from the poor people? I don't care if a bunch of millionaires are being created every day.
Like, how are millionaires stealing money from the poor? Like, are they?
Because 75% of all new wealth generated goes to 10% of people. That's unfair, Billy. That is extortion of the working class, so they can maintain their wealth.
How are employees being extorted?
Billy, when Amazon started offering same day and next day shipping, do you think they got a big boost in profits from that?
Absolutely.
Were their employees paid any more for this new policy? Now that they were getting packages up to people quicker? No, but answer the question, please.
No, I'm not exactly sure how just because a company.
Right, I'll answer it. The answer is no. I'll answer. I will answer. Hold on, Billy. Stop, Billy, please. Billy, please. The answer is no. Even though their employees were working harder and delivering a better product, according to Amazon, right? They were being more productive, right? They received no significant increase in pay. And in fact, instead what Amazon did is Amazon started punishing them for not meeting daily and next day quotas, such as forcing them to piss in bottles because they could get fired for going to the bathroom. Do you think it's exploitation to force your employees to piss in bottles because you will not let them have bathroom breaks, Billy? Because you want them to meet your new faster quotas while not paying them anymore.
There's a quarterly reporting meeting.
He's never going to answer the questions you ask him.
I don't know why we're doing this.
No, because the wages do increase over time the longer you stay in the industry, sir. So yes. Like
hey, Billy, I have a
business
question. As a business owner, I'd like to know if you know the answer to a question to help me. Can you help me? I'm a business owner. I'd like you to help direct my business choices. Billy, as a business owner in America, are you incentivized to pay a person what their job is worth, or to pay the lowest dollar amount possible to get that service performed? Which one?
You're incentivized to make a friendly work environment. And
Billy, can you repeat? Excuse me, Billy. Excuse me, Billy. No, you don't get to no me. You are not answering the question I asked you. So, Billy, I don't think you remember the question. So before we proceed, repeat to me the question I just asked you. I'm unmuting you now. Repeat to me what your two options were.
Are they incentivized to pay the employee the lowest as possible?
Or
give them the wage that they deserve? I'm just paraphrasing. Now,
yeah,
I'm going to answer that.
It's a piss poor paraphrase, so I'm going to ask it again, and you're going to tell me now. I'm going to give you A or B, and then you can explain, but you have to choose.
Yes.
As an employer, as an employer, am I incentivized to A, pay an employee what they are worth, proportional to their contribution? B,
I just said,
I'm not done. B, pay an employee the lowest amount of money I can pay them to get the service performed that I need done.
Okay. So I just paraphrased what
Was it
you
A
just said.
or B?
Okay. It's complex. Okay. So
is
can
it
you
A
please hear me out?
Or B? After you answer, is it A or B? It's not complex. I'm a business owner. I literally know.
But
you are incorrect.
Okay.
You are
This is
incorrect.
This is not.
And you are lying. Because, Billy, I actually do pay the people who work for me here proportional to their contribution, and we do profit share. And I know as that employer that the government does not incentivize me to do that, that I lose personal income because of that I could have otherwise done. And most of all, that when I decided I was going to pay people proportional to the value, get them profit share, all that kind of shit, I could not find a model to base it on. The model we pay out here is novel. It is not the same model other profit share companies even use, because we are a little more unique in that way, but no other people who have similar companies to ours, media companies, whether you're talking media distribution or literal YouTube companies or whatever, are doing the same thing. In fact, a company, and we see this when Amazon goes shopping around, where am I going to put the warehouse? Okay, I will put my warehouse wherever the local government will sell out their taxpayers the most, and the competition for the jobs there, the people there need jobs so bad that they will just take the job, no matter what the salary is. And because America uses this terribly immoral, disgusting minimum wage of $7.25 per hour as the federal minimum wage, it will seem like $17 an hour. Well, that's a pretty good wage, but my existence in the community will make their property taxes go up. My existence in the community will make their cost of living go up, and their wage themselves will very, very quickly, whereas before, if this is a small town, a small area, $17 to $18 a month used to kind of go a long way. the cost of living there will go up so much that suddenly they will go. In fact, I'm not even joking. The same person who I know has that savings account I was talking to the other day, and that same exact person was saying, yeah, it's crazy. When I got my first job that made, I want to say it was like $12 an hour, I felt like I had so much money. And now I make more than that. And I'm like, where'd all my money go? That's what actually happens, Billy. And you are trying to abstract out these concepts and lie as though a company, literally, the exploitation of its employees isn't just like they do it because they're like just doing whatever they can to survive. At a certain point, see Uber, for example, the company goes, hey, right now, we need to make more profits. Actually, I know about, I'm not even joking. I shouldn't say, it could get this person in trouble. There is a company in Las Vegas doing something like this right now that you would go, wait, that's really fucked up for that specific company to be doing it. Where a company goes, hey, right now, if we just stick to where we are, we'll be profitable next year, but the profits will be the same, which means we are a failure because the stock market only measures your profits year versus another year. If you make $1 billion a year, you're actually a failure unless you make up 1.1 billion, then 1.2 in the way our current shit, even adjusted for inflation, the way our current shit works. If you are a company and you want to make more money and your model, you don't have room to expand, you can't think of ways to innovate and sell more product or whatever else, they literally start axing benefits. They literally start looking for cheaper healthcare plans. They literally start looking for ways. We had like 3 years in several tech companies that were because of COVID, they claimed it was because of COVID, yet they reported record sales, record profits, but they put their employees on freezes for promotions and raises. Basically saying, hey, you know how this year is more expensive than last year? We're not going to give you a raise, which technically means you got a pay cut because of inflation. If your salary is the same year over year, there is no raise, you technically got a pay cut. That's what companies do. And you're sitting here. I also want
to just point out, Jimmy, that there's not a single state in the United States where you can live, where cost of living is cheaper on average than $25 an hour. There's not a single state.
So Billy, you're asking how they exploit. It's literally built in. The person who owns the company is allowed to make hundreds to thousands to tens of thousands of dollars more than the employees who labor at their company. Tens of thousand times more. If I said dollars, that's crazy. Times more. That's crazy, Billy. That is an insane thing to ask. How are they exploiting? It's literally incentivized by our stock market and our economy. I'm going to unmute you for your rebuttal, and then I have a feeling I'm going to hear how you weren't listening to any of that. And if that is the case, we're just going to move on.
Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to explain myself and hopefully I don't get interrupted. Now, technically you can't pay an employee for what they're truly worth because that prohibits a profit margin. 2,
who's there?
Wise for the business owner
interrupting
to
cow.
Provide a good working conditions for the
interrupting cow who?
So they can be loyal to the company.
You know why I'm doing this, right? Because you whined about you literally are proving you weren't listening. You're just trying to say the same point, but then you decided to start the whole thing. You weren't going to get interrupted to, and hopefully I won't get interrupted. Have you met me? Shut the fuck up. You don't know how any of this works and you're just straight up lying. I actually don't know what he said. Maybe he made great points, but he had to start with the, if you interrupt me, don't interrupt me. Hopefully you won't interrupt me. Matt in Colorado, I won't interrupt you, probably. We'll see. Matt in Colorado, you are on the line with Jimmy and Jovan. I'll give you a full 60 seconds to make your introductory point. Let me get my timer up.
Also, hell yeah for the topic. Finally.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk religion finally.
Waiting.
Yeah. All right. So Matt, you are starting. Go ahead. 1 minute uninterrupted. Go.
Sure, you bet. Hey, Jovan and Jimmy, I mean, I just appreciate you guys having like a platform where people can, simply talk, honestly. I guess maybe I'm curious when it comes to Christianity. I'm a Christian. I'm certainly much more Christian than I am conservative politically, I guess. I guess one of my things is, we can look at the divine or the divinity of Jesus and whether or not there was the Virgin Mary and things like that. And I know you guys talked about that not too long ago about the Virgin Mary and how that might have been misinterpreted, the word virgin. I'm almost just curious though, kind of with the apostles, right? The 12 ordinary men called to Jesus, and they ended up, except for John, according to even his historian records back then, they ended up being martyred for their beliefs, and they are probably the closest that we can get to Jesus in that time, and how they ended up being killed for their beliefs. And to me, it's just, if I'm in that position, or if most are in that position, would they still believe, right? And some were hung upside down and brutally, murdered. I guess I'm just kind of curious, like maybe we don't look at so much of the
Matt, just really quick.
Yeah, sorry.
Matt, the problem with this is they could have believed. They could have believed with all their heart. That doesn't make it true. Just like I could concede that all of the apostles fully believed in Jesus's divinity. There are people who die for cults who believe that their cult leader is God. Right. Exactly. Just because you're willing to die for your belief doesn't make that belief true. It just means you have a conviction for it.
Totally. Yeah. No, and totally. And I guess I would say that most cults have died with those hardcore believers. And when you look at like Tacitus from that time, like that historian, you even see just how many Roman emperors attempted to persecute all of these other believers, right? I think like with other cults, like they've died with those, the diehard believers. And why is it that, and I'm just asking guys, like there's no, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
I'm definitely not going to be like Billy. I'm going to try to talk fast.
Matt, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Why do people join the military?
That's a good question. To serve their country.
Because they have a belief that the country is
naive.
Would you say that people who join the military tend to believe that the country has values and represents something worth dying for?
Yeah, I could say that, yeah.
Would you say that people who join voluntary militaries in countries with different values probably join for the same reason?
Sure.
So do people sometimes die for their values regardless of if those values are true?
Yeah, I would say so. I guess maybe more specifically, though, maybe I'm thinking more like if we're going to go that route, like maybe the more American military, like what values aren't true that someone in the military is going to die for?
That the American military's primary objective is to protect the sovereignty and democracy, and there's a whole lot. The American military basically runs as a cult. It tears down a person's personality to get their service, all to what is essentially an extension of what Jovan talks about with the police. Realistically, the military is there to serve property, the property of rich people. We literally just use the American military to quote unquote liberate Venezuela, but we left the same regime in charge. But now on the other side of it, we're getting to do a bunch of oil deals that may not happen because it turns out that oil is dog shit. But Donald Trump's doesn't even pretend it wasn't about oil. So that you're going to be protecting your neighbors is a lie about the American military, that this is for freedom, for spreading democracy, any of that shit. It's basically to protect oligarchs.
Right.
And more importantly, Matt, I'm sorry, just to bridge off what Jimmy said.
No,
more importantly, like, Matt, what would be our reason? Like, what would be the reason that we should believe in Christianity? Like, let's say, all in all, if you had to pick one reason, you said this is a good reason for anyone to believe that Christianity is real, like what would that reason be?
I mean, and that's like a really good question, right? Like to just pin like that one reason, because and trust me, like, I mean, I've had this conflict. I'm 31 years old, and you know, I went to Catholic school when I was younger and things like that, and it wasn't until the last probably 6 years that I've become a true believer. And I guess maybe then the argument becomes, and I know this is where the sticking point is like, there is a level of faith that you have to have. And I know that is certainly where it's like, it's the kind of gotcha moment. I can admit
well, it's
that.
not a certain amount of faith. If you have to have any faith, then it means that that's all you have, right? Like if you have, I need zero faith to accept evolution as a fact, because it is completely borne out. There's not some gap that I have to go, ooh, I need a divine hope that that's true, even though there's a total lack of evidence. That's not, so if faith is necessary, it's not some amount, it's you have to believe based on faith.
Do you think, Matt, it's possible for you to deconstruct, or do you think you're pretty staunchly in the Christian camp?
I mean, I'm at this point, and honestly, I actually was on the entirely other side. I mean, honestly, guys, I think I'd probably be with you. Well, you 6, 7. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. I did not mean to say that. 6 to 7 years ago, I would have been staunchly in the, like, this is why everything about Christianity is wrong.
So why aren't you?
Well, I don't even need that. Like, let's take it before we get to Christianity, right? Let's start, and I'm just doing this because I haven't had a good theism call in a while. So we'll get to Christianity. Sure. Let's just start with what reason did you change to believe in God? Yeah. Like, why now do you believe that a God is real?
Yeah, I guess the first thing that I have to start with is and this is going to sound funky, like, and I get it, because like we need to be rooting ourselves in like real objective truth here, and I can admit that this isn't real objective truth. This is just, I was so staunchly not about Christianity. In fact I was resentful.
Stop with the preamble. Just give it to it, Matt. We know all the preamble. We've heard it a million times.
I'm sorry. Sure. I apologize. Honestly, I just, one day I was like, I don't know why, but I'm going to start at Genesis and read. And to be quite honest, I think there is an objective truth that Jesus of Nazareth was at one point a human being on this earth, and he had followers.
About that.
And those followers.
If you're gonna say objective truth, though,
well, you
gotta justify even that.
Well, let's not. I don't want to get to Jesus yet. I don't want to get to any of the Jesus. You're saying the reason you believe in God is you started with Genesis, and through reading the Bible, you just came to the belief that God was real. What about the qualities? No, that's not it. Did I misinterpret what you said?
Well, no, and I apologize. Maybe I have been rambling. I guess I just started through Genesis, and then from there just started to ask more questions and involve myself in faith and really step out of a comfort zone I wasn't a part of ever, and actually go to church, and kind of had some other things come up in my life that have just sort of pointed me this way. That's really.
Hey, Matt, did you get married? Did you marry somebody from church?
No, actually.
You dating somebody from church?
No. So my wife is my high school sweetheart. She and I have been together.
Does she have 8 kids? Do you guys have 8 kids?
No. We have one kid. We actually have another on the way, but we have one. We have one.
Congratulations, Matt. Just because I want to try to get to the meat. I want to try to get to the meat of this line of questioning here. If you were to try to present someone with what you think is, because just because you had this change of heart emotionally, right? That doesn't lead me to believe that a God might exist, right? Is there some sort of external evidence that you have, or is all of your evidence and reason for belief internal?
No. I mean, again, I believe that. Well, there is no really. I believe Jesus of Nazareth existed, right? That
sure, but we're not even there yet. Hold on, we're not even there yet. We're just talking about God in general.
That's what my entire.
But your belief you can't hold a belief in Jesus being divine unless you believe in God first. It can't be the other way around. God has to come before Christ. So what's our reason to believe? Otherwise, Jesus could just be lying,
and
right?
It's good etiquette.
And so,
what is our?
That's
a good one. What is our? And it needs to be external, right? Internal beliefs can always be biased. So, do you have any external evidence for God?
That and there has to be a creator. And I think when you look at people who also talk about science, right, they say the more you dig into science, the more you have to sit there and believe that there was a creator of all things.
Great. I've been wanting to use this argument for a while now because it's one that I've just started using. Sure. So I want to now work this with you. So there must have been a creator. Yeah. So you think that the universe had to have been created at some point?
Correct.
Does time exist without the universe?
Does time exist without the universe? I would probably say no.
Okay. Would this creator exist outside of the universe?
Yes.
How can this creator have or is creation in action?
Yes.
Actions require time. So how can something exist where there is no time and do a thing that requires time?
Maybe this sounds kind of like silly, and again, like guys, like I'm loving this, but like I guess maybe this is dumb, but like then that creator had to have created time. Is that stupid? Like I'm just
how can he create time when it would take time to commit an action?
And I think that's maybe where it all begins and ends.
Jovan's been waiting to use this argument for so long that he doesn't realize this is the wrong guy to use it on because he doesn't.
Maybe
he doesn't do the philosophy. Matt doesn't philosophy, bro, at all.
I'm still happy I could use it.
No, I'm definitely
Matt,
not. Yeah,
the thing that you said,
I really
you kind of slipped something early that tells me the type of evidence that you are coming across and what's compelling you.
Yeah.
And the evidence that you've come across isn't true. You were saying when you see people dig into this more and more and learn more and more, they tend to start to go, there has to be a creator. Now, first of all, know that you live in a world that most people are born into religion. So when a person is an atheist and not a believer, that means that they defied family tradition and beliefs, which is actually a harder threshold to meet. Now, if you had to guess, when you're saying the more people look into it, they say there has to be a creator, which of the sciences disproportionately has the least number of scientists who believe in a God, who actually don't believe in a God? Do you think it's biology? Do you think it's chemistry? Do you think it's physics? Which one do you think comes down to the biggest number of atheists, essentially?
Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest, and I think this is Jimmy. Sorry, I can't see you guys on the YouTube stream. I apologize.
It's okay.
Sorry, Jim. I mean, maybe physics. To be quite honest, I don't. That's a little bit. So I'm not sure.
So the funny thing is first of all, if you start to get an education in science, generally the odds that you will become an atheist go up, not down. But second, it is in fact biologists. Biologists have the highest rate of atheists. And biologists are that's where the whole there has to be a creator came from. Because realistically, while they have to extend it into it, people don't want to defend that a god had to create sand. How can you tell if anything is created if a watch sitting on the sand doesn't look different from the sand? If you're saying the sand looks created and the watch looks created, you're saying they look the same. Nobody wants to actually defend that. Like the created thing came from life and learning about organs and systems. And yet, if you learn evolution, you learn about organ development, you learn about biology, not only if you become a scientist, do your odds go up that you will lose your faith or you will become unsure or just unbothered by the question of if a God exists. Specifically, if you go into the life sciences, you are even more likely to lose your faith. So whoever is telling you that that's what's happening generally is actually telling you what happened to like somebody who works for Answers in Genesis and repeating it broadly. Like, did you know the guy who worked on the Human Genome Project also believes in a 6,000-year-old or 10,000-year-old young Earth? Did you know? And then they're sort of like, those are what are getting mixed up. Those are the lies that are merging together and being told to you run together, and they aren't true. Earlier, you also said, I'll give you a minute to respond here in a second, but I want to respond to everything while I was waiting for you and Jovan.
I want to hear it, Jimmy.
Yeah.
No, you're totally good. I want to hear it.
Earlier, you also mentioned, like, it's indisputable that Jesus existed. I think it was, or to something to that. First of all, it's definitely not. As a historical figure, he is accepted to have existed. When we talk about something being a fact, the way we would say science has demonstrated X to be true, and when we describe something as being historically true, they are not actually the same threshold. He is accepted as a historical figure. I don't even say he didn't exist, but if you want as a factual basis that he existed, he was wandering around with 12 dudes and all these things happened and people believe he did miracles, you'll actually find the amount of evidence of the miraculous, the mythical side of Jesus is extremely lacking. There is barely a little bit of evidence for the guy, and certainly not the stories about the guy. But that still wouldn't be compelling. Matt, I doubt you are a Mormon. Is that correct? You're not a Mormon?
I'm not a Mormon, no.
Great. Joseph Smith definitely existed. His DNA persists. Yeah. You can see who was related to him, right? Joseph Smith had people die with him as martyrs for Mormonism. Other early Mormons died for Joseph Smith. Indisputable. Joseph Smith 100% existed, much more factually than Jesus Christ existed. Arguably, Muhammad has some mythical elements to him as well. I know that there's at least one author, I think David Fitzgerald, I believe, questions the authenticity of the existence of Muhammad, but very few people think but definitely. People were dying for Muhammad back then, and they're dying for him now. It's an unfortunate part of our world's history. Martyrs for those things. So the fact that people would be so deeply into it that they would die for a person who undisputed existed, and people have died for Hinduism, people have even died for Buddhism. The fact that people have died for these things does not remotely speak to the truth. So my question, I know I've just said a whole lot. If you need a minute to respond to it, you can. But the question I would actually have is there a single thing you can anchor your faith in that we couldn't just modify the religion for whom it is? In other words, we couldn't just switch the main figures from the figures of Christianity to Islam or whatever. Is there a single thing you can anchor, an epistemology or anything you can anchor your faith in Christianity in, that somebody cannot confidently and with honesty proclaim a faith for the same types of reason in their religion that can't be true if yours is true?
I mean, that's a truly fantastic question. I know I think this is typically where arguments amongst Christianity kind of like divulge into just maybe circular. For me, it's that Pontius Pilate crucified Jesus of Nazareth on the cross. And then from there,
the state,
and again,
a mob of individuals empowered by the state killed Joseph Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And followers who were with him, including his brother. So once again, I'm asking you for a unique, and you're going with the Pontius Pilate thing, still something that's not verifiable. Some sort of unique evidence that a person couldn't just switch religions and give the exact same kind of evidence for.
But can I just challenge for a second? I do think like time from the event matters. I mean, Joseph Smith was far more recent. I mean, recent in time span wise than Jesus was. So like
Muhammad wasn't necessarily. Muhammad was still over 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, I guess I just turn to what the historians of that time had said. And I mean, then do we believe that there was a Roman Empire of Nero? Like, do we believe in those things? Because it's coming from those historians as well.
I will tell you that I don't believe any of the magical claims about Alexander the Great. I accept that Alexander the Great probably existed, but certain stories that were attributed to Alexander the Great definitely aren't true. In fact, we know that some of them were stolen from other people's stories. And then we know some historical figures are just repeats of other historical figures. That, yeah, this guy, Tom, whatever, he basically made his history the same as King David's. That kind of shit happens in history. So yes, you question everything. And when magic is involved, you pretty much start with magic has never been demonstrated to be possible. So I'm not even going to entertain that that was a true part of history until the possibility of magic is demonstrated. So back again, do you have something unique? Something that is nobody from Islam, Mormonism, Hinduism, if you're familiar at all with it, paganism, who actually believe that nobody could go the same type of thing. The claim about this guy is so big, and the claim is so big that people died for it, is not a claim exclusive to Christianity. Do you have anything you can anchor your belief in that no one of any other religion could?
I get, and I mean, again, I do go to when Jesus of Nazareth was crucified, and I'm not trying to sound circular, I'm really not, but I guess like there's been so much history, something is bound to be repeated. So to say that it has to be 100% the only instance that has happened, that no other religion or...
Matt, that's not what I'm saying. Matt, in no way was I saying a unique part of history. Mormons also believe in the crucifixion. A unique kind. This is why I was saying epistemology. Mormons can also claim, Hindus can also claim that they have a character that they believe based on faith actually raised from the dead after being killed. In fact, you're going to find that there are some polytheistic beliefs that have very, very almost suspiciously similar stories to Jesus Christ that happened before Jesus Christ. Okay? So we're not talking about... We're not saying the specific thing, only they have a figure named Jesus Christ who was, and that never happened in history. The epistemology, the type of thing you are using to justify it. Is there something where I can't just switch in the figures and at the end of the day, you don't have a good reason to accept it other than you take it on faith? I think the honest answer, Matt, is no, unless you can think of one. Okay.
No.
And
and you're totally
okay,
right.
So,
I mean, there is a certain level of faith,
And so, Matt, the reason why I asked you that question was for the question that comes next, which is much more important. If that's the reason, if the same reason you're believing in Jesus is the reason Hindus are believing in Hinduism, Muslims are believing in Islam, Mormons are believing in Mormonism, do you hope that those individuals realize their religions are untrue?
No.
You don't?
I don't. I
what?
No.
What?
Here's
okay, then let me just say 6-7 years ago, you were not you said you were like us. No, you were not. I hope everybody sees through anything that is untrue. And if they are believing in untrue things for bad reasons, I want them to find out and stop believing in those things. And if I believe in something using the same bad form of reasoning that they're using, because I value the truth, want that exposed to me, so I stop believing for the same bad reasoning. I thought this was going to be a slam dunk, Matt. I thought you were going to say, of course I want them to stop believing in untrue things, especially when you think about all the things people do in the name of those religions.
Well, and we can certainly talk about the bad, but I guess where I go is I'm not ever going to find out until the day I meet the maker.
Matt, you're already presuming there's a maker to meet. You can live closer.
But
Matt, whether or not you can definitively know the truth, would you like to live in a way that more likely gets you closer to the truth?
I'd like to live in a way that more likely leads me to care about others too, though. I mean, and
guess what? Secular humanists, atheists, people who volunteer at recovering from religion, they have no problem because we all developed empathy. We're not a bunch of psychopaths. That's what Christianity's better at. We've all developed empathy. We're very capable of caring about other people. The question is, do you want to believe in as many true things as possible and as few false things as possible, as Matt would say? Our Matt.
Yeah.
then why would you use a reasoning that you are recognizing is the same reasoning used to get people to Mormonism, to Hinduism, to Buddhism, to paganism, to all these things that you accept are false? If you know that those reasonings have fooled other people, but you value believing in as many true things and as few false things as possible, why would you keep their reasoning as your own?
Because, well, I have to root myself in my faith. It's not up to me what others
believe
don't. In, and maybe.
No, you don't have to. You can say that reasoning is insufficient. So I will now go back to the drawing board and I will retain. I will not declare a side. I will not declare a belief until I have either a good reason to believe it is true or a good reason to believe it is not true. I will stay neutral until then.
Maybe, but then maybe it's where I have to also sit where I would rather live a life where I am trying to do as much good under the belief of faith and be wrong than to, I guess, maybe feel that this like intense everyone else is wrong. And then
you don't actually care about other people. Then you don't actually care about other people, because what you're describing is the presumption that if you are living well under Christianity's precepts, that will also be good for humans. And literally, the history of Christianity is good people thinking they were doing the good, right thing, committing genocides, killing people, raping people, enslaving people. Yeah. So you won't be confident that you're actually good for humans if you have to compete with Christianity, which enables all of those things.
But I think it also enables, I mean, for me, it just has enabled me to, be far more empathetic and more inviting, not inviting.
No, it hasn't. It's given you, it has given you a framework to express your empathy. Your brain, that's a part of your brain. This is a thing you've evolved and developed. If you were to join a charitable community and an organization of people who do uplifting things for other humans, you aren't going to find that the people who work at RFR are feeling less empathetic and less fulfilled than the people who are doing shit for the church end. The only thing you're going to find less is they're not doing it out of fear that if they don't do it, they'll go to hell, or they're not being bribed with mansions in heaven.
No,
fear is the word the Bible uses.
Yeah, no, and for me, I don't think it's the fear or anything like that. I mean, I do believe.
It's too bad because Christianity relies on it, not yours, but in the cases of many people, fear is the game.
Do you think, though, in some way, Jimmy, and I'm just asking, and again, like I'm genuinely just asking. Obviously, I mean, you're smart. Like I'm really not trying to be a smart ass about that. I'm just genuinely asking, Jimmy, do you think that there is any correlation, and I'm talking strictly about the United States and in America, do you think there's any correlation to the level of suicide rates and things like that and the disconnect from faith, like faith-based communities or churches and things? Like
I definitely think you are more. I think if you live in America and you are surrounded by people who embrace you if you are Christian and who shame you if you are not, that you are more likely, having been rejected by your family and your community, to kill yourself. And the solution to that would be less of the poison, not more assimilation.
But there is today, I would argue. Would you say that there isn't? Would you say that like people are more faith-based than they were in the last 40 years?
No. Well, it depends on what you mean by faith. They're less Christian. Yeah. We haven't let go of spirituality, and Christian nationalism and institutions of Christian nationalism are stronger than they were 40 years ago. So homophobia, homophobia used to just only be at school, then you went home. Now homophobia follows you home on Instagram and you get cyberbullied with it. That's why children are killing themselves, because a single homophobe had the reach 40 years ago of everyone they could see in person. Now you get a homophobe, wakes up, gets on Twitter and makes sure to do 10,000 homophobias before he goes to sleep.
Yeah, that's I mean, the way you're saying that, I mean, that's fair. I just think, yeah, I mean, I appreciate the convo. Like that's a fair thing to say. I don't agree with it. I mean, to be clear, like I don't agree with that.
You don't
like,
think that you don't agree with what? That cyberbullying is more accessible than like bullying is more accessible than ever?
No, the way you say that, no, it's happening. Like, I guess that's what I mean. It's like, I don't agree with that from like a Christian thinking that there are other Christians that are doing those things. That's what I'm disagreeing with. I am agreeing though that the reach is absolutely there and that there is a nationalism to this, that again, I am more Christian than I am politically conservative, if that makes any sense.
Matt, are you queer?
No.
Cool. I've been queer. I've at least suspected it since I was a kid. And I can tell you that the data represents what I said. And now as an illustration of that is my anecdote, which is that it's actually worse to be queer now than it was when I was a kid. And I'm only 35 years old.
Yeah. And I mean, do you think that is the way we are going politically in this country?
I think Christian national, yes, and the way we are going politically in this country is to Christian nationalism.
Okay.
Jovan, did you have more for Matt? I don't know how much further I can try and take Matt here.
Yeah, sorry guys.
I keep it $1.50. I am struggling so hard to get comfortable in these chairs. I'm not focusing on anything.
He's just thinking about how not good enough our chairs are. You need the headset. Jim. Lay back in the bed. You're basically saying the bed is as good as the chairs are bad.
Maybe. I don't know. It's yeah.
Fair. Well,
he's staying at our place. If that's not clear.
Matt. I wasn't. No, sorry. I was gonna watch you guys back on YouTube once I was done with it. But I just appreciate you having me on truly and having that conversation. Honestly.
Thank you, Matt.
All right. Yep. Take it easy, guys.
Bye-bye. Should we let the chat? All right.
I feel like I need a turn. You and Lux both had turns. I want a turn.
At what?
You know, know who.
Oh, but should we? All right. If somebody wants Jovan to debate Andrew from New Jersey, send a super chat of at least $50 that ends with the numbers 67. So it has to be $50.67, $100.67. If you want him to not, if you want us to ignore it, since he wants it, I'm going to make it harder. If you want us to skip Andrew from New Jersey, send a super chat of at least $100 and have it end with 1 cent. So it has to be at least $100.01. Whoever does it first wins. So $50.67 if you want Jovan to take it because he wants it, but to stop it, whoever is first, since they tried to cancel me the other day for over in the Patreon Discord, they were like, he said it was going to be based on this or that, and then it went a different way. I almost got canceled again, guys. Whoever super chats first will decide whether that one happens or not. We'll give it a minute. We do have somebody else also on hold. I don't know if I think they're
low key struggling in these chairs.
What? They're just chairs. Like I get if you're like, this isn't the best chair, but it's not.
It's sending the autism. Like I'm legitimately having trouble focusing.
Alyashana Silverbow to Jovan's rescue says, I can't believe I'm doing this. All right, here we go. I'm going to mute the whole call. I'm not going to engage. I will let you decide when that call. Just keep in mind, there's one other call if we want it, and there's only 27 minutes. So
no, I got it. Andrew from New Jersey.
Hello?
Welcome back to the Thunderdome, Andrew. Now, Andrew, you told the call-in screener already something incorrect, that Trump's economy is doing well. Why would you say something so factually incorrect?
Well, from what I looked at with the Bureau of Labor, I looked at GDP growth and real wage growth, and they both said that the real wages in the GDP is increasing. So, and like eggs or like food is down.
Nope, food is not down.
Yeah, eggs. Yeah.
Nope, overall food is on the rise. Eggs are cheaper than they were when we were dealing with the bird flu. Yes, eggs are cheaper than when we were dealing with bird flu. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, because we're no longer dealing with the bird flu.
Eggs are much cheaper.
Because we're no longer dealing with bird flu. Down. Yep. How did Trump fix the bird flu?
I didn't say he fixed the bird flu.
So then why would I work? So then the eggs aren't down because of Trump. So that's not a part of Trump's economy.
No, I said
why is beef up?
Whose economy is it?
Why is beef on the rise?
Beef is down.
No, it is not.
Beef is down. Beef,
no, it isn't.
I just came from the store. Beef is like $6.49 for beef.
The price of beef is not down. Beef is on the rise.
Well, it's down where I'm at. Well, it depends on the state. What state do you live in?
No, nationally, beef is on the rise.
Well, but it depends on it. But I'm worried about what the state. Like, it depends on.
I'm not talking to him, but I will talk to you, Jovan. By the way, so you already mentioned the bird flu thing. I'm sure you're already aware of this, but Jovan, do you know though that they are still more expensive than they were before the bird flu spike when Biden was in office? Biden still had cheaper eggs pre-bird flu.
You don't say.
Just thought I'd let you know that. You're muted.
Like
you know that?
Like eggs right.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy. Beef is at currently at 6.687. This time last year, beef was at 5.605. So beef is up. So why did you lie, Andrew?
I didn't lie. I said it depends on the state.
Nope. This is the average price of beef in the United States. We're just looking at the whole country. Why would I only look at individual states?
Okay.
Do you have any others that are? Why is home electricity costs up 22%?
From when to when?
They're up 22% from last year, same time.
Oh, well, that's going to come down with the. It's going to end up coming down.
When?
With this new Venezuelan oil.
When we get the new Venezuelan oil, the home electricity prices are going to come down. Currently, right now, do we produce more oil than we use?
Well, we don't produce the thick black oil that our refineries need. We produce the lighter crude oil.
So what you're saying is the crude oil of Venezuela. The crude oil of Venezuela is what we need. Okay. And killing innocent people is okay. Like, it's okay to kill innocent people to get that oil.
Well, we didn't kill innocent people.
40 civilians died in the attack to get Maduro out of office. 40 civilians.
Well,
those would be innocent people.
Were they deliberately targeted?
Those are civilians.
No, but were they deliberately? I understand, but I'm saying, were they deliberately targeted in the attack? Or was it accidental?
If they were, then Donald Trump committed a war crime by deliberately targeting civilians.
Yeah, so we didn't deliberately target civilians, correct?
Doesn't matter. Why did they commit a wartime action that killed innocent people? And are those innocent people's deaths justified if it means we get the oil?
No, of course they're not justified. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they're accidental deaths. So do
you think it would have been better to? Do you think it would have been better not to get the oil because we would have not killed innocent civilians?
No, we need that oil. It's better than China and Russia getting their hands.
So it is better. It is better that we killed innocent people to get it then.
No, that's not what I said.
I'm asking you this question.
I said,
would it have been better to not get the oil if it's wait? If it had saved those innocent people's lives, would it have been better not to try to get the oil?
Perhaps, maybe.
Perhaps, maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, would you want China and Russia to have it and strengthen BRICS? Would you want BRICS to be strengthened by it?
Interesting. What I want bricks. Interesting. That's very interesting. Now, just a quick question. You said let's talk about
bricks.
Maybe, yeah. Let's talk about the oil just really quick one more time. I just want to make sure of something. Now, when it comes to crude oil, how much does the U.S. produce?
What kind of crude oil? There's two types. You talk about the thick black stuff or the more lighter kind?
Either or.
I know we produce way more of the lighter kind of oil because our refineries they were built 50 something years ago. Therefore, we need those for they can only process the thick black oil that we need.
So you're looking at heavy sour oil.
You said heavy sour?
That's what it would be called.
Oh, that's what it's called. Yeah, I don't know the term of it. I just know the lighter crude and the thick black, stuff. I don't know the original name of it.
Okay, so Andrew, how many other? Let me start here. Let's say China and Russia do engage in military actions against us because of what we did in Venezuela. Will it have been worth it then?
If they were to engage in military action, in Venezuela, troops in Venezuela? Are you talking about invasion of the U.S.?
Talking about them currently threatening us.
Would it be right for them to threaten us? Is that your
currently,
question,
Andrew, currently, okay, right now, China, Russia, Cuba, and a couple other countries are threatening action against the U.S. for their action in Venezuela. If they engage, go to war with us. If they engage, Andrew, will it have been worth it still?
No, it wouldn't be worth it on their part. It'll destroy both countries.
No, would it have been worth it on our part to commit an illegal action in Venezuela?
I don't think it was. It wasn't. Wait, with this military operation, I don't think it was illegal, right? It was
absolutely illegal. We have no jurisdiction in Venezuela. It was absolutely illegal.
Under what's the name of the law that made it illegal?
The U.S. has no jurisdiction in Venezuela.
Yeah, we had no jurisdiction in Afghanistan either, but we went there.
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, was also an illegal operation.
So these countries, if they can attack the United States, and so Afghanistan can send terrorists here, and we can't.
It would be illegal for. It's illegal for Afghanistan to do that. Just because they do something illegal doesn't mean that we could then do something illegal.
So they get to kill 3,000 of their citizens, and you don't do nothing because it's illegal.
We didn't do anything because they killed citizens. We did stuff because we wanted oil. Why did we capture Maduro?
No, I'm talking about that. Well, one, because of drugs, and two, because of the oil stuff. You can do it. You can do it because of both.
Nope.
Why not?
It was not because of drugs. It was only because of oil. Because if it was because of drugs, why did we leave his entire administration still in power? Including the people who were helping run the drugs.
Because it's
not about the drugs.
The United States ain't going to be able to get. Well, they ain't going to be able to. It's kind of hard to get every single person that's in his.
Why did we not say we're going to back? Why didn't we say we're going to come in and back the opposition party that he delegitimately won an election over? Why didn't we do that? That was the person the people voted for, right? Why didn't we say we're going to back this person?
Who was it? You talking about the lady?
Yep.
Why didn't Trump say we're going to back this person? Trump said he wasn't going to back the lady.
Jimmy, thank you for coming back. I was waiting for this because I I forgot
the talking point on this. Please explain to Andrew how bad the oil is in Venezuela that he thinks we're getting.
Have you heard of the phrase heavy crude?
Yeah, I heard of heavy crude, yeah.
Andrew?
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't. Yeah, my audio was. I said, do you know what heavy crude is?
Is that the thick oil?
Yeah, it's like the dirty shit. So right now, how much does it cost to produce a barrel of oil?
Oh, that I have no idea. Tell me.
How much is a barrel of oil right now?
And it's like 50, is it like 50 something bucks a barrel or something like that?
I think it's I think it's like 50, closer to 60. Okay. How much does it take to extract pre-refinement heavy crude oil?
I have no idea.
Just guess. If a barrel is $50,
probably a lot.
Do you think it's more or less than that?
Probably, I would assume more.
So, basically, right now, we are producing oil somewhere in the range of $40 to $60. It goes up and down. But if we want to do the Venezuelan oil, just the cost of production, before you add selling it in, is going to start at $80 a barrel. Meaning, if we add that supply to our supply, the cost of gas will go up. The cost of oil will go up. The heavy crude oil is so bad that when Donald Trump did his little victory lap, where he brought in all of the oil executives were trying to figure out the way most diplomatically on TV to stop him from getting pissed off at them. Because basically, the oil executives came and said, I don't want that. We're not going to invest in what it would take to turn that huge reservoir of gross oil into workable oil.
So why was Russia and China trying to get their hands on it if it's so bad?
Were they?
Yeah, they were the biggest purchasers of Venezuelan oil, China.
And were they buying it cheap?
I'm probably.
And why weren't they buying it from, say, America, where it was cheaper?
Because of the problem, most likely probably because of the tariffs. And
no, close. It's a word kind of like tariffs. What would that be?
Were you talking about sanctions?
How would the sanctions affect them? Do you feel like Russia would have a hard time buying cheap oil?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that since Venezuela was sanctioned, they might be trying to offload their oil for cheaper than the cost of production?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at the end there, Maduro's going to turn out fine. It's going to be the workers who get exploited in that scenario. I feel like you're working this out, buddy. How did Jovan trick me into being on an Andrew call? Where did Jovan go?
He asked you.
But I left and came back. I had something in my teeth. Something was annoying me, and I had something in my teeth, so I left.
I think he probably had to use the bathroom. He didn't want the call to be dead air, so he just was like.
Well, there was another call possible to take, and yet here I am talking to you.
Yeah, it's pretty civil. Like.
So, what was your question going to be? Why did the Venezuelan people what?
Oh yeah, I was saying, why did the Venezuelan people want Maduro out?
Because Maduro's a tyrant.
So are you against foreign interventionism at all, or?
I'm definitely against the government bypassing the will of the people and the legal way to go there, and to have gone in the way they went in with their own admission that this is actually about oil that they didn't understand. Is there a world in which I would say intervention is possible, when especially you have the support of the people to intervene and you have a good plan? Probably. There's some part of me that can't be fully anti-interventionist because my humanism feels so bad for people like in North Korea. But Andrew, you're not hoping we're going to liberate North Korea unless we can come up with a financial scheme, hopefully this time well vetted, that the product we would go and get is actually going to be worth it for us, right?
Well, North Korea is risky because they have nuclear weapons. So I wouldn't, I would leave North Korea alone.
Oh, gotcha. So basically, you're a might makes right kind of guy.
No, I didn't say it was right. I'm just saying I'm not willing to risk getting nuked to try.
No, America. Wait. North Korea cannot nuke America. If they can, it's only because they recently developed ICBMs under the agreements and the safety that Trump wouldn't do anything because he liked being. But at present, they do not have the technology to reach us, according to our intelligence. They got closer because of Trump. If they do, it's literally because of Trump that they got there.
No, but we have allies in South Korea and in Japan. They're definitely going to destroy South Korea if they find out we're trying to invade them.
I'm sorry, and you don't think that they have defense systems? You don't think they have defense systems?
I don't think they have defense systems because they have artillery pointed at South Korea. I don't think they have enough defense to stop all those missiles and artillery and troops.
Okay, and so the Venezuelan artillery, not nukes, but artillery that could hit us because they're not that far. We share land together and stuff. None of those you're worried about. So basically, you would like to topple tyrants and regimes anywhere that they don't have nukes, but that they do have resources we could take, or you would have done it whether or not there was oil to take. You would like the government, America, to go in and intervene anywhere there isn't nukes, but there is a tyrant. Is that correct?
Well, it depends on, okay. So if there's a tyrant in the U.S. and the people want liberation, and the U.S. says, okay, we'll liberate those people from the tyranny. I don't see what's the problem with liberating people from tyranny.
As long as they don't have nukes, right?
To do so, I don't. Well, yeah. You don't want to start a nuclear war.
What if they have ICBMs and allies with nukes?
ICBMs can carry nuclear weapons.
Right. What if they have ICBMs but no nukes, but they have allies with nukes? Would you also would you stay away from them?
Allies with nukes.
Yeah. Say there was a country who they don't really have nukes.
Like Iran?
Yeah. Let's say like Iran. Like Iran could get an ICBM and has nuclear allies. Should we invade them? Should we strike there?
I don't think. Iran, I don't think they have nuclear allies like that. I don't think China and Russia are allies of Iran. I think if the U.S. was to go to war with Iran, I don't think that China and Russia will intervene because they know the catastrophic, consequences of going to war with the United States for both countries.
Oh, I'm sold. I'm sold, guys. Let's go to war with Iran because Andrew doesn't think they'll do anything. So we should go to any country. So it sounds like what you're saying is, let's go to any country. By the way, Iran, what if they pair up with fucking North Korea? The way North Korea is paired up with the Russians. No. North Korea has nukes. They have ICBMs, match made in heaven. But Andrew doesn't think. So Andrew, now if I understand right, you think we should use the American government resources under Donald Trump to topple any tyrant as long as they don't have nukes and as long as Russia or China wouldn't do anything if we went and toppled the tyrant.
You're still on Andrew?
I thought you wanted me to be. I thought I was holding it
fuck
for
off,
you.
Andrew.
No. Hey, Andrew, have a terrible day.
I did it first. I thought you would hang up on him while I was on the phone.
Well, now we only have 6 minutes for
Brian. Brian to call back next week.
Yeah, Brian, do you want to just call back next week? I mean, I don't know that we need it for this point, but
if you think you can hit a 5-minute abortion debate, Jimmy, go nuts.
I mean, he's so extreme. Brian in Florida wants to say abortion is more murder equivalent or worse than the Holocaust. I disagree. Most abortions happen before anything has even achieved sentience, and post-sentience stuff happens really only out of medical necessity. It's an absurd thing. The difference is things that are as sentient as rocks versus actual living human beings who were tortured, who had experience, who had memories, who had processing. To call that as bad or worse than the Holocaust is an emotional response because you think fetuses look like cute little babies. What say you, Brian?
Well, they are little babies.
No, they're fetuses.
They're little humans, little human beings.
No, they're definitely not human beings. You can say they're Homo sapien. Their DNA's Homo sapien.
Brian, why shouldn't we kill humans?
Okay. They don't have sentience. They're not being yet.
Yeah, Brian, why shouldn't we kill humans?
Why shouldn't we kill humans?
Yeah,
there's several reasons. I don't
know
need
why
to
you
give
can't
you
do
a
it in 5
religious
minutes,
reason.
Jovan.
Can you give me any reason?
But it's not socially. The laws of nature make it so that it is not socially advantageous for us to kill. There's repercussions to that. That's
sorry. You haven't really given me an answer. It's not socially. Why is it not socially advantageous to kill a fetus specifically? I want you to give me a direct answer.
No,
I
actually like Brian's answer because Brian basically is saying as long as there's no social consequence to abortions, then it's good, that it would be advantageous. So Brian, I'm with you. Let's remove all social consequences from abortions. Thank you, Brian, so much.
No, I mean, it's imprinted on everyone's heart that it's wrong.
We said thank you, Brian. We said thank you.
No, it isn't. Your heart's a blood pump. Why would it matter even if it was? I can't read shit on my heart. It's inside my fucking ribs.
My heart says abortions are good. So whose heart is correct, yours or mine?
I don't think your heart really believes that.
It does. It's printed on my heart that abortions are a W.
Do you know what I think my heart believes? Blum, 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 blum. My heart is a blood pump.
Who's correct, Brian? Whose heart is right?
You understand what I mean.
Mine. Of the three of us, both of you are wrong. Mine's right.
Brian, you said it's not socially advantageous to kill people. Why not? Specifically, why? Why is it not socially advantageous?
Well, it's bad for humanity. I think people need to exist in order to reproduce.
People still exist, so then I guess it's okay then, right? People still exist.
When you kill them, they no longer exist. Well,
yes, but
they cease to exist.
Brian,
so
Brian, you don't understand the flaws in your own argument. So thanks for calling. Hopefully next week you can come back with actual argument that doesn't have holes in it.
We don't have time, unfortunately, Brian. But this is
there's holes in this argument. Terrible, like really bad holes. Take your ChatGPT first and ask ChatGPT to figure out the holes.
Drove your Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
I didn't need to hear his.
I wanted to hear his goodbye. No. I gave him the option. Yeah, I know why you couldn't have done it in 5 minutes. I was just going to go with I disagree, because all he has it's a purely emotional argument.
It's written on our hearts, guys.
It's written on which is a religious invocation. So it's an admission that there's no secular argument for it, and I'm not religious. So now, if that's going to be the basis of your abortion argument, which by the way, the precepts being written on our heart that the Bible says does not include abortion. Abortion is not one of God never condemns abortion once, ever, and arguably performs abortions in at least one verse, like gives instructions on how to perform. And then, I don't know, like God, if it's an objective moral that you shouldn't kill babies, God's whole firstborn thing in Egypt, God's whole Noah's flood thing.
If everything happens according to God's will, God likes the fact that we abort babies.
God's whole simple. Amalekites thing. Like, there's just a lot of babies dying because God's all like, bad baby. That's a bad baby. A very bad baby. Who's on with Luthien? Would you use that sexy voice to tell me who's on with
It's Forrest and Justin, right?
Luthien, your voice has gotten awful.
It's Forrest and Justin, right?
You think that's I think you need to apologize to her. She's nothing but nice to you.
Except for that one time she wasn't.
Well, that was compulsive. Of the compulsive
bullying.
So my partner has a condition where she will laugh very deeply. At times it's very inappropriate to laugh. It once happened when I hurt my ankle very badly, and she was trying to both give care and stop laughing. And she wasn't finding what happened to me funny. Anyway, Jovan believes that bites are chews are that like if I were to bite something, go that I've just done 8 bites as opposed to
a chew is a bite.
2.
I don't know.
He scores them together, which she found hilarious.
The way you describe it though now makes me sound like I'm crazy. When you agreed with me that a bite can be a chew.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I even said when you gave your example of if I say I have 3 bites left, you're not referring to chewing. You're referring to the amount of food that's still on the outside. 3 bites.
No, but if you do have a bunch of food in your mouth and you said, sorry, let me just finish this last bite. You're chewing, you're finishing the bite.
Finishing the bite, though, is the one you put in your mouth. It's saying there's not a bite that comes after.
Everybody to After Dark.
That was the sound of Jovan losing the debate.
No. A bite and a chew can be the same thing.
But aren't also. That's the thing, and go. That made it a song.